A new era in retail, and we've helped supply Midwest farms and families with quality products at unbeatable prices ever since. Like Mobile Delvac 1300 diesel oil as low as $9.99 after mail-in rebate, and Blaine's brand Platinum Automotive batteries $5 off for rewards members. In store or online, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Buy one pizza today, get a second pizza free at the amazing Mineshaft restaurant in Hartford and in Oshkosh. Don't cook, don't even think about it. You don't need to clean up either. Call, order, and pick up shortly, or just walk in for your free Thursday pizza, mineshaft.restaurant.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, March 6th, our top story, the Department of Education on the clock.
I'm Erik Bilstad, a major meeting overseas.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, starting off with a bunch of things. We've got northbound 41 right about at Good Hope Road, right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. Northbound right at the ramp from Watertown Plank Road, we've got the left lane blocked with a crash. And then we've also got an incident on the off-ramp to Keefe from southbound 43. Originally, we did have a lane blocked in that area, but that actually has been picked up. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good as far as delays are concerned. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Drying out today under mostly sunny skies. Bit windy early and a high of 39 degrees. Increasing clouds tonight. Tonight's low down to 28. Right now we're at 26 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, it appears this morning President Trump will follow up on his promise in an effort to close the Department of Education. It remains unclear exactly how. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
ABC News has learned the Trump administration is preparing to dissolve the Department of Education as soon as today. Sources say a draft executive order directs Education Secretary Linda McMahon to facilitate a department closure this week. The Department of Education employs more than 4,000 people, spending $251 billion last year. Trump has said he wants to give education back to the states.
Department of Veterans Affairs, meanwhile, now planning to lay off some 72,000 workers, representing about 15% of its workforce.
Well, President Trump is granting a one-month pause for the big three automakers on imports from Mexico and Canada. Tensions over trade and tariffs still ramping up. In Mexico, avocado growers stopped harvesting in some of the mountains, which has quickly increased prices as the supply tightens. And after the U.S. Commerce Secretary said that the U.S. may meet Canada and Mexico in the middle, Canadian leaders are saying it's zero tariffs or nothing.
So until our U.S. friends come back to reality, we will focus on efforts and financial means to export one of the largest oil and gas deposits in the world elsewhere.
That's Danielle Smith, the Premier of Alberta, Canada. Mexico now expected to announce its own tariffs on Sunday.
A local company saying the recent tariff war is bad for Wisconsin businesses and terrible for consumers.
It's uncertainty. It makes people make short-term decisions. It makes people put off and pause building projects.
Eli Blifford is the president of Blifford's Lumber and Hardware in Milwaukee. He says the worst part about the tariff situation is the uncertainty.
We kind of feel like we're on a yo-yo here where the tariffs are on, the tariffs are off.
More than half of Blifford's lumber comes from Canada. He hopes the tariffs are primarily a negotiating tool, but he's trying to prepare his employees and customers that if it isn't, the pain could be real and lasting. John Mercure, WTMJ News.
Decision Wisconsin, the race for state Supreme Court flooded with donations for Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel. Jake Curtis with the Institute for Reforming Government tells WTMJ the results of the race could have major national ramifications.
Over the next 3 years, if the progressives lock in a majority, it's a progressive majority to at least 2028. If conservatives can flip it, they then have two opportunities to defend that in 26 and 27. So it's fair to say this is kind of like for all the marbles, at least for the next 3 years, control of the Supreme Court is up, and there's a lot of national implications.
The election is April 1st.
Latest Marquette University Law School poll is out showing many registered voters are unfamiliar with the candidates on the April 1st ballot. For Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates, 38% do not have an opinion on Judge Brad Schimmel. 58% do not have an opinion on Judge Susan Crawford. However, over 80% of the voters say they are aware that the election would tip the perceived partisan balance on the court. For State Superintendent of Public Instruction, 64% of the poll lack an opinion of incumbent Jill Underly. 71% haven't heard enough about her opponent, Brittany Kinzer.
Members of the European Union are meeting in Brussels today to discuss security for themselves and for Ukraine. The BBC's Nick Beak.
This is European leaders trying to pick themselves up after President Trump pulled the rug out from underneath them all. They're trying to work out what they do next. The message is that today is all about a huge boosting of European defense.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will also be at that meeting today.
Could the U.S. be a leader in the world when it comes to digital assets, things like Bitcoin or Dogecoin? Professor of Finance at Marquette University, Dr. David Krause, telling WTMJ how creating a national crypto reserve under the Trump administration would leave a lot of questions.
You know, if we as a country were running surpluses, then maybe the idea of putting crypto into a sovereign wealth fund as a way to diversify long-term holdings might make sense. I mean, other countries are doing that. But we're running a $37 trillion deficit. And the idea of taking taxpayer money and putting it in crypto as a reserve, it's questionable.
Krause suggests crypto is volatile when it comes to risks like hacking and theft.
Coming up, why was this emergency landing taking place?
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for CertaPro Painters. Painting is the easiest way to breathe new life into your home, whether you're prepping to sell it or just want to fall in love with that house all over again. I know CertaPro Painters has done the work at our house. They're absolutely fantastic. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painter. Ask about their color consultation services. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated. They're fantastic. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Looking to escape the winter chill? Fox World Travel has you covered. Whether it's an all-inclusive vacation with Apple Vacations, a luxurious Princess Cruise, or a European adventure with Globus and Avalon, we create unforgettable experiences just for you. Enjoy last-minute deals, exclusive offers, and personalized itineraries. From booking to boarding, we handle all the details for a stress-free trip. Ready to get out of the cold? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code RADIO to start planning your getaway today.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from Three Pillars resident Lola.
When I was new, I come in and sit down, and people join me. And you get to know people, talk about feeling welcome. Art classes first early in the morning. Right now, I'm also involved in being a production assistant with a theater group. Every month, they have a supper club with a different theme. First one that I went to, they had a luau. I am so lucky to have ended up in this place, and I think it's one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Tens of thousands of points for Giannis. Sports at 6:15.
As wildfires continue to burn in North and South Carolina, massive cleanup effort is still continuing in Southern California.
Burlington native and Pacific Palisades resident Caitlin Morale has been out of her home since January 7th.
We will have at least another 6 months. We start another 6-month lease coming up here this weekend.
Morale's home was not touched by the flames, but the collection of hazardous materials makes it uninhabitable.
What they're finding is a lot of this burn residue that is in your house could have heavy metals in it, could have lead, arsenic. There's been a few hits of asbestos.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Los Angeles County is suing the local power company there, alleging the utilities equipment sparked that deadly Eaton fire.
Another issue in the skies.
Sun Country Airlines Flight 593 from Minneapolis-St. Paul was 3 hours into its 4-hour trip to Mazatlan on Mexico's Pacific coast when the pilots made a hard right turn and called air traffic controllers in El Paso.
Emergency
aircraft, and we'll need authorities to meet the airplane on the ground.
Sun Country hasn't been specific about the security concern that forced the diversion. The plane was evacuated and luggage searched, but the FBI found no viable threat. Instead of Mexico, the 150 passengers and 6 crew members stayed overnight in El Paso. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
At least 7 people have been hurt after a mishap during a joint military drill involving American forces in South Korea. CBS correspondent Alex Jensen has the latest. He's in Seoul.
Taking part in a joint live-fire drill out of a training center located between Seoul and the border with North Korea, 2 South Korean fighter jets abnormally dropped a total of 8 Mk-82 bombs, according to local officials, striking a village, damaging several buildings, and leaving both civilians and soldiers injured.
South Korea and the U.S. are set to officially begin 10 days of joint military exercises on Monday.
Coming up, it won't be back to school this week.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful new retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Well, spring is quickly approaching, and it's the perfect time for you to get an awning installed, so it's ready once the temps warm up. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Until March 21st, you can receive a free motor with the purchase of any retractable awning or screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
At 6:10, we've had some early trouble, Deb.
Yeah, things are kind of winding down, though. We do have still this crash on 41 northbound right at the ramp from Watertown Plank Road. The left lane is blocked, so we are seeing delays right through that area. Other than that, we've just got a broken down vehicle on the left shoulder on westbound 94, just past, or just about at Calhoun. So something to keep in mind if you're going to be heading through that area. Rest of the system is looking nice and quiet. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine for today with high temperatures in the upper 30s, close to 40 degrees with breezy winds, strongest for the morning hours. Tonight, increasing clouds, low temperatures in the upper 20s. Friday, we'll see the chance for snow showers mainly south of 94. Some minor accumulations possible towards the state line with mostly cloudy skies in 30s. Saturday, partly cloudy, high temperatures in the lower 40s. For Sunday, we warm up, mostly sunny skies, high near 50. Monday, mostly sunny and still getting warmer with high temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 25 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
This morning, hundreds of Milwaukee families finding out their children are not going back to their school this week.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Milwaukee Health Department and Milwaukee Public Schools issuing a new letter to parents of students and staff at Trowbridge School in Bayview. The cleanup, the lead remediation, and the testing of the building will not be completed this week, as was at least hoped. So for the time being, the some 240 students, about 40 staff members will continue at an alternate site near downtown. From the letter, we do not yet have a reopening timeline for Trowbridge. Families should plan not to return to the school this week, and we will provide further updates as soon as more information is available. We hope to have a clearer progress update on the cleaning process by the end of the week. So what it seems like will be accomplished by the end of the week is we'll know better what's still ahead of us.
So then another test, likely,
Right.
just to make sure.
Once that cleaning process is fully
Yeah.
done, go back in and test. This is after dangerous levels of lead dust were discovered in the air at several Milwaukee public schools. But so bad was the situation at Trowbridge that health officials decided it was too dangerous for people to be in the building. So just one of so many issues that the new MPS superintendent, Brenda Casilius, will have dropped on her lap when she gets to work next week.
That's right. She's starting quick.
Yeah, the contract just approved by the school board Tuesday bumped up her start time. We were looking at perhaps this summer. Even Casellia said, I wasn't expecting to start this early, but ready to go. New information, though, on that deal. Take a guess. Now, you can't guess because you already know. We talked about it this morning. But if you're in your car right now, or you got us on at work or whatever, look around you, maybe bounce it off one another. Take a guess at how much you think the head of the Milwaukee Public School District is set to make. I promise whatever you're coming up with, it's low. The contract is for $320,000 a year. Now, you've questioned, I remember you asking last week, who wants this job? But I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe. 320. Yeah. If you're doing the math, the mayor of the city of Milwaukee, so the guy who runs the whole city, is under $150,000. I think he's up like 147, 48 in
separate
that neighborhood.
Entities.
Yes. The governor of the great state of Wisconsin is in the neighborhood of $165,000.
Now, can you argue in order to get competitive, in order to find the appropriate candidate, you need to offer an enticing amount of money?
And I will suggest, having worked on a couple of boards, the top of your organization is important. That person sets the tone for all the other things. So sometimes you look at nonprofit leaders and say, well, how can they, this is a nonprofit. Why are they paying this person? Well, if that person can create that much more money in fundraising or that much more effectiveness in your organization, then it can be worth it.
Then the value is worth it.
So it may or may not be. I guess we'll start finding out as her first official day is March 15th. 6:15 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
This is Tom Feza. When I need information about siding, I call Scott Klein, owner of J&B Construction, provider of high-quality exterior home improvement products and services since 1958.
I'm Scott Klein. If you're tired of painting or your siding is beyond repair, it may be time to look at the advantages of a new siding system. Additional insulation, along with Tyvek's weatherization system, can significantly improve your home's energy efficiency while protecting it from water and air infiltration. We offer a variety of siding products, all installed by J&B's certified employees, which will provide decades of performance and beauty.
For a complimentary siding evaluation, call Scott at 262-437-0537 or visit jnbconstruction.com.
Your home can be more maintenance-free when you rely on J&B.
Hey everybody, Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services. You haven't been putting off your bath or shower remodel, have you? Well, if you have, now would be the time to turn to Kohler Services. They're family-owned for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. Have you ever heard of their Kohler Luckstone shower portfolio? It is gorgeous. Luckstone is their crushed stone material that they use to make the tiles for around the walls of the, oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. It makes it look just like marble, but they've got all sorts of ways that they can design it and have it ready for you. And somebody from Kohler Services will come out to your home. They'll do the measurements. They'll check everything out. And right in front of your very eyes, they will design a shower for you on their computer. And they will let you know everything they need to know, you need to know for this new shower remodel. You can even ask all the questions that you could possibly ask, and they can answer them right there. And now's the time to do it, too. This month only, get $1,000 off your Luckstone shower remodel and no payment financing until 2026. All you got to do is visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
At Fiserv Forum, an NBA milestone for Giannis.
Here's a drive inside. Giannis goes, speaking of blow-bys, right past Powell to the cup. And with that bucket, Giannis cracks 20,000 points for his career, becoming the 52nd player in NBA history to reach that distinction.
Bucks over the Mavericks, 137-107. Giannis, 20,000 points in his career, and more than that when it was over.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is no stranger to defying the odds. But what did it take behind the scenes to separate himself as one of the greats?
How have you been able to stay focused on the ultimate goal, get through these obstacles to reach this point in your career?
When I came to the NBA, I looked around me and I said, the only way I can make it in this league is by working hard. I realized what separates me from the other players around me and the people that have played the game is that my heart, my spirit, my work ethic, and how disciplined I am to repeat it.
At Fiserv Forum, Dylan Hunter Carter, WTMJ Sports.
The Bucks have another back-to-back this weekend as they host the Orlando Magic on Saturday and the top team in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers, on Sunday. Badgers will close out the regular season against Penn State this Saturday. They beat the Golden Gophers in Minnesota 74-67. Wednesday night, Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Marquette gets swept by UConn. Tight game, but a late three-pointer put it away for the Huskies. 72-66 the final. One more game for the Eagles on Saturday. St. John's at Fiserv Forum. Then it's Big East tournament time. That starts next week.
Big Ten tournament next week. As we mentioned, Horizon League tournament already underway, and UWM hosts Oakland at the Clonchy Center on campus tonight. That's a 7 p.m. tip. Scotty Warris will have the call on 101.7 The Truth.
Big game. Looking forward to that one. Okay, so the Brewers signed their left-handed veteran pitcher, Jose Quintana, at the best possible time. We're hearing that Aaron Ashby left Monday's game, of course. Sounds like he's going to end up on the injured list there with an oblique strain. DL Hall, meanwhile, is now on the 60-day. So you're losing your pitchers left and right. Could not have a better time to get this crafty veteran lefty who just knows how to eat innings. MLB reporter Adam McKelvey asked Pat Murphy about how this must be music to any manager's ears.
I heard the manager has been making a case for a guy like that for some time.
The manager of this ball club?
Yeah.
I'll check with him.
Oh, I thought you were checking with him right there.
I still am.
Tobias Myers, meanwhile, threw 3 scoreless as the Brewers beat the White Sox 3-2. Split squad, they fell in the other game to the Southsiders 8-2.
Coming up, I've got new information on how the Brewers plan to honor Bob Uecker this summer. 6:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I've got a great idea for how you can spend your weekend and come up with some cool ideas how to spend the rest of the year in the great state of Wisconsin. It is Experience Wisconsin. Saturdays at 1 o'clock, we will spin you around the state, tell you some cool places to go, introduce you to some fascinating people. It's Experience Wisconsin. On this week's show, it is beautiful Lake Geneva, and as we head into the Easter season, O&H Danish Bakery. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays right here on WTMJ.
Now all I have to do is remember to bring him. Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. I never needed glasses until a few years ago, and then after finally getting a proper eye exam from Shopco Optical, I am now reading easier. I see better for nighttime driving. Here's the problem. I always forget my glasses. So, you get to the restaurant and you're like, forgot my glasses and now I can't read the menu, or you're at a show and you can't read the program and your glasses are sitting at home. Not to worry. You buy one pair of glasses at Shopco Optical. Each additional pair is always half off. So my plan for this year, buy 2 more pair, and then I'm going to stash them everywhere because I'm finally seeing better. Dozens of locations across southeast Wisconsin. There's got to be one near your home or work. Call Shopco Optical or get started online at shopco.com to schedule an appointment.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Debbie, what do you see on the roads here?
Well, we've got a little bit of a backup on northbound 41. Part of the problem, a crash that's blocking the left lane right about at Watertown Plank. So we're seeing delays from before Blue Mound Road up to that point, so keep that in mind. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. Volume is relatively light and no other incidents really to report, so everything is looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Sunny and windy to start the day, a high of 39 today. Tonight, more clouds, low of 28. Friday, light snow to the south of the interstate, otherwise cloudy, a high of 37. Saturday, 43. Sunday, the high is 50. Look at this high on Monday, sunny, a high of 56. Right now, 25 degrees at 6:23.
Getting it going here on a Thursday morning. Wisconsin's Morning News. I have new information right now on the late summer event that the Milwaukee Brewers are going to host in honor of the late Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Uecker.
Whoa! That didn't take long at all!
No, it didn't. The new information out this morning is that the celebration of life the Brewers organization has been promising fans will come this summer is going to be at a ball game. So it's not a separate event. It's not something additional. They're going to expand out a game day experience and pack that day full of features, events, speakers, video before and during the game, all in honor of Mr. Baseball.
You like brats?
I'm going to share the rest of what I know here. I got a hold of Brewers president of business operations, Rick Schlesinger, this week. And Rick's been down already with the team in spring training, tells me you can feel the organization from the broadcast booth to down on the field to the front office. They are feeling this loss.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be really tough, candidly, to have a season without Bob. You know, I've been here for years. I have been a Brewers fan since 1970. He is the brand, and you guys obviously at TMJ have a special relationship with him. The man broadcast over 11,000 baseball games, and he took care in each one of those games to be as professional as possible, and the man was a legend.
So we know already, we've been talking about, we're going to be honoring Bob Uecker at the home opener at American Family Field in just a few weeks. Rick kind of fleshing out some of those details ahead for March 31st.
And, we're going to try to do our best to honor him, and we're going to fall short because you can't honor a legend enough. So, yeah, obviously in spring training, where we've got the players wearing the Bob Uecker patch on the jersey, that will continue for the entire of the regular season this year. We're going to have a moment of silence for opening day. We're going to have Bob Uecker's signature sketched in the outfield.
So here's what's ahead for after opening day, Eric. We've been hearing since Ueck's death that there would be an opportunity for fans to have some kind of an event to honor him. That is going to be late summer. Brewers president of business operations there, Rick Schlesinger, telling me it's going to be part of a regular ball game.
All leading up to a celebration of life event. We're still working on the details of the date, Vinny, but that's going to be later in the summer, where we're going to have just a tremendous outpouring of love and cherishing of Bob. And
yeah, let me ask you a little bit more about that, Rick. What type of event are you trying to put together? I mean, can we expect some national broadcast celebrities and other folks from Bob's history to be in attendance? Like, what sort of things do you hope are the features of that special day?
I think Bob's career and life spanned so many different aspects of not just Brewers, but baseball in America. And I think we would want to have speakers that can, talk about each segment of Bob's life and how it impacted. And there'll certainly be celebrities. We'll see what's available, who's able to attend, how we want to do this. We'll look to have, obviously a tremendous amount of video content of Bob and his great works, not only for the Brewers, but, for Carson and Major League and the Miller Lite commercials and, his career on the screen and on TV. And, the whole game will sort of be a homage, if you will, to Bob and his body of work.
So we will pass along as soon as we know the date, because I know a lot of fans are going to be anxious to scoop up tickets for that. Rick is targeting late April for a date announcement.
So it's kind of like a Star Wars Day or something like that, but times 1,000, like more right. steroids.
In terms of it being the theme for
like
the day,
enhanced,
yes. You can expect things on the scoreboard all the time. Everything in between innings, between pitches, who knows, right? It's going to be a full-on Uecker day.
Right, yeah.
So, as I said,
awesome.
Late April for a date announcement, but we do know it'll be part of a regularly scheduled game sometime late July or early August. That's right! Time for news about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average clawed back nearly 500 points to 43,007. The NASDAQ closed at 18,553. That was up nearly 1.5% in trading on Wednesday, and the S&P 500 up about 65 points to 58.43. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do? Like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking. And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
Things are getting even cheaper at Fleet Farm during Chick Days, March 6th through the 12th. We've got the most popular poultry breeds, all at the best prices guaranteed. Plus, get great deals on other chickening needs too, like 20% off Little Giant feeders and waterers. 40 pounds of Nature-Wise protein crumble is on sale for $16.99. And Kamek and Tamarack boots for the coop are all 25% off. Eggers, Leghorns, Reds. Now's the best time to get them during Fleet Farm Chick Days.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas. Also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Visit 800spasale.com.
At 6:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, March 6th, our top story, a high-profile suspect due back in court.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Another death at a troubled prison.
I'm Debbie Laziga, northbound 41, right about at Watertown Plank Road. Still have that left lane blocked with a crash. Delays are coming out of the Blue Mound Road area up to that point, so give yourself that time. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Start team forecast for today, drying out under mostly sunny skies and a breezy high of 39 degrees.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston saying it's time to give education back to the states. The Trump administration is getting ready to dismantle the Department of Education. ABC's Rachel Scott in Washington says an executive order is expected as soon as today.
Most funding for public schools already is at the state and local level, but the department does oversee billions of dollars in funding to help low-income students and students with disabilities. It enforces civil rights laws to prevent discrimination in schools, manages about $1.5 trillion in student loan debt. It also oversees the process for students applying for college financial aid through Pell Grants or FAFSA, for example.
Elon Musk met with congressional Republicans last night on Capitol Hill, trying to further explain the work his Department of Government Efficiency is carrying out, including the mass firings of thousands of federal employees. European Union leaders beginning a day of emergency talks on beefing up their own security and providing more security to Ukraine now that President Trump has halted all funding to Ukraine. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the push to stop the release of Slenderman stabbing those accused in the Slenderman stabbing Morgan Geyser, that continues today. Her case is back in court as the State Department of Health Services petitions to stop her release. Now, a judge has ordered the same three medical experts who testified at Geyser's January hearing to conduct new psychological evaluations. Earlier this year, the court ruled that she should be released from custody from the Winnebago Mental Health Institution.
A seventh inmate has died at the troubled maximum security prison in Waupun. Damien Evans, 23 years old, died earlier this week based on a report from the Department of Corrections website. No additional details there. Online court records indicate Evans was sentenced in 2019 to 7 years in prison for armed robbery, an additional 2 to be served concurrently for bail jumping. Both cases were filed out of Racine County.
Learning more about the Brewers' plans to honor the life and legacy of the late Bob Uecker. President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger telling WTMJ the planned celebration of life for Uecker will be held during a regularly scheduled game, likely in August.
I think what we'll do is we'll announce the day, sometime in early April. We'll announce when that date's going to be in the summer, later summer. And then I think we'll roll out details as they become available because, this is a work in progress and it's a labor of love for our folks to put it together.
Already announced tributes include Uecker's signature on the outfield grass through the season, tribute patches, moment of silence prior to the first pitch, at the March 31st home opener.
Daylight saving time starts this weekend. We spring ahead. Losing an hour of sleep can be a challenge for children.
Get the kids to bed earlier this week. It will help them adjust to the upcoming time change. Dr. Casey Freimiller, a pediatrician with UW Health Kids, suggests sleep fading,
where you slowly adjust the bedtime over a few nights to get to the new bedtime that you'd like.
Try 15 minutes earlier tonight, 30 minutes earlier the next night. You get the idea.
Your clock moves forward an hour. That shift doesn't seem as drastic.
Dr. Freimiller also suggests talking with your kids during the day about the change, not right before bedtime. Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
New healthcare facility could be coming to Milwaukee's Near West Side. Advocate Health planning a nearly $50 million health and wellness hub at the former Wisconsin Avenue school site, 27th and Wisconsin. That hub would be known as the Beacon. Would cover and maintain much of the 72,000 square foot old building. Plans call for a 2026 groundbreaking and a spring of 27 opening.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Coming up, the annual trek will soon begin.
Hey, it's Lent. That's right. The Lenten season is here. Experience the fabulous Friday Fish Fry at the historic Fox and Hounds Supper Club. WTMJ's John Merck here. I love the Fox and Hounds Fish Fry. It's all you can eat. It's one of the best, and it's always fantastic service. All other dinners are buy one, get one free tonight and this weekend. The pan-fried walleye, salmon, scallops, pasta, a big fresh salad, even steak and lobster, your second dinner's free. Desserts and huge ice cream drinks, I love the Brandy Alexanders, are buy one, get one free. Unwind with an old-fashioned, there's over 20 bourbons and 100 fine wines, unique dining rooms with fireplaces. The Fox and Hound sits in the Kettle Moraine Forest. The scenery is spectacular. It's a Wisconsin must-see, and your second dinner's free. Saturday, your second prime rib dinner is free. So check out the Friday Lenten Fish Fry. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. Call and reserve at one of my favorite spots, the Fox and Hounds.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Brewers signed the new guy at just the right time. Sports at 6:45.
It's an annual tradition for so many people. Start trekking south. Yes, the spring break trek has begun.
Many spring breakers are jetting off to the Sunshine State this year.
We're seeing warm weather destinations in Florida are the most popular for American travelers, whether it be Tampa, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Hopper lead economist Haley Berg says prices for hotel rooms and flights are a little higher right now compared to 2024.
Airlines have cut back on capacity at the same time that costs have gone up for the entire travel industry.
TSA says the busiest spring break travel days will be Fridays and Sundays. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
So we've done that drive before to Florida and also to the Gulf Shores, and there's always a million other people from Wisconsin there.
Like, a lot of family trucksters on the road.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen the exact same people that I've seen here down there. Like, oh, hey, we know you. That's right. Yeah, you guys live down the block.
You run into them at the Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey. You
see
guys
a bunch of Scotty plates.
Seeing the same, school bumper stickers and stuff. So you're in that same baseball league.
For sure. We're all thinking the same thing. Get me out of here for a little bit. 6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
When Blaine's Farm and Fleet was founded 70 years ago, selling goods at a discount wasn't the norm. The Blaine brothers helped pioneer a new era in retail, and we've helped supply Midwest farms and families with quality products at unbeatable prices ever since. Like assorted Steelworks welding stock, 10% off, and 200-pound AgroMaster protein tubs are on sale, only $64.99. In store or online, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet, being original.
Vince Vitrano for Annex Wealth Management. Boomers, Gen X, Millennials, each generation always has its unique characteristics. We talk about that a lot on the show, but all would agree that investment and retirement planning needs focused, personal approaches. That's the role that Annex plays. They offer financial planning at every level. For those with simpler needs, there's Annex Ignite. When investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning begin to become more complicated, there's Annex Comprehensive Wealth. For high net worth individuals and families with complex needs, Annex Private Client is the valuable resource. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. It means their only focus is on your best interest. There are no hidden fees, no commissions, and they've got a team built with CFPs, CPAs, wealth strategists, attorneys, top-notch client service group. They are equipped and ready. Local, independent, with branches across the entire WTMJ listening area. You can visit annexwealth.com. You click on the Get Started button to schedule your own appointment today. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
20-7. Debbie, what do you see on the roads?
We are seeing northbound 41. An earlier accident at Watertown Plank Road has been cleared. We do still have delays, though, coming out of the zoo up to that point. Those should dissipate pretty soon. We do have another crash, though, 794 eastbound, just past the Marquette interchange off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Now, as the sun comes up, might see a little bit of shining off of the pavement, but other than that, we are looking good. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine for today with high temperatures in the upper 30s, close to 40 degrees with breezy winds, strongest for the morning hours. Tonight, increasing clouds, low temperatures in the upper 20s. Friday, we'll see the chance for snow showers mainly south of 94. Some minor accumulations possible towards the state line with mostly cloudy skies in 30s. Saturday, partly cloudy, high temperatures in the lower 40s. For Sunday, we warm up, mostly sunny skies, high near 50. Monday, mostly sunny and still getting warmer with high temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
25 degrees.
Every Thursday, we like to honor ourselves a good old-fashioned everyday hero. Wisconsin's Morning News identifies an everyday hero as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Azura Memory Care. Today, Vince, we head to Orlando, Oklahoma. Life Christian Academy was playing against the Eagles basketball team they're the Eagles. They were playing the Longhorns of Dover High.
Eagles v. Longhorns. Gotcha.
Yes. 3 minutes into the game. 3 minutes in, and 16-year-old Randy Vitalis drops into cardiac arrest.
He just scored a layup, and I was getting the ball in, about to dribble up the court, and I turn around, and he's on the ground.
That's Magnus Miller, an 18-year-old with the Eagles. He tells KOCO ABC5 he realized that this kid on the other team clearly needed help.
I didn't have any, second thoughts. I just jumped right in, took control.
So Miller, this 18-year-old, is a trained lifeguard. So he went and grabbed an AED. He told school staff, hey, we got to do something here. We got to use this thing. So they grab it and they use it. And he tells People magazine that, he grabbed 2 older adults, staff members. Hey, no, we got to do CPR. And you can't stop. Keep doing it. No, you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it, sir. Like, no, don't stop. They did it for 30 minutes until that ambulance could finally get there and first responders would arrive. KOC TV would ask those responders, did it work?
Do you guys think that that young man saved his life?
No, absolutely. 100%. Without a shadow of a doubt.
An amazing story where this kid would take control and tell people what to do and save this guy on the other team's life.
It's pretty surreal. It's weird, like hearing someone say that you saved his life, but honestly, it wasn't me. It was really God just being there for me and being there for him. Obviously, I didn't go there to play basketball that day.
He definitely did something else.
That's interesting perspective.
We do have video of these two meeting in the hospital. You can see it if you text the word hero to Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and text line. We'll send it to you. 855-616-1620. Hero. We talk all the time about taking control of the situation. And first responders, whenever you take these CPR classes, well, I've taken one, you have, right? They'll talk about that. You have to take control first. Someone needs to lead. And this 18-year-old basketball player was the leader that day. He said, no, sir, no. Grab the AED. Here's how you do it.
You hear.
Someone's got to call 911. Hey, by the way, that's not all. We have to do CPR now. Until they return to us, you got to keep doing the CPR. Save this kid's life. And the video is pretty cool. Thank you, Magnus, for being an everyday hero. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling and J&B Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Got a couple more days in the 50s ahead, Sunday and Monday. And if it stays on this warmer side long enough, the bug man tells me, watch for wasps. Vince Vitrano here for the bug man and Queen Bee, your best local pest defense. Yeah, Adam, he's the bug man. As a warning for folks right now, you may start seeing some lethargic. They won't be aggressive at this point, but there'll be wasps in your house. It says those are the new queens that most likely wintered in your walls, which is pretty gross. Also not great if you don't want a wasp problem to explode in the spring. Let's get the bug man out to your house now to take care of it before it becomes a summer where you're afraid to sit out on the patio. Local, family, veteran-owned and operated, 20% off your first visit when you tell them Vinny sent you. To the best in local pest defense, Bugman, queenbee.com. What's happening on the morning drive, Debbie?
Not too much. We're looking pretty good. The only issue is going to be on 794 eastbound, just past the Marquette interchange, off on the left shoulder. Looks like we've got a crash. I'm not sure. I only see one vehicle, so I don't know if they hit the wall or what. But just be careful if you're heading through that area. The rest of the system is actually looking pretty good. We've got full freeway speeds around the rest of the area and no incidents. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks have a couple of days off before another back-to-back this weekend. History at Fiserv Forum Wednesday nights. Bucks beat the depleted Mavericks 137-107. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yanni only played 25 minutes, but it's still going. Only played 25 minutes, but scored 32 points in those minutes, including his 20,000th career point in the league.
Here's a drive inside. Giannis goes, speaking of blow-bys, right past Powell to the cup. And with that bucket, Giannis cracks 20,000 points for his career.
So apparently, at the next timeout, then the Bucks play this tribute video to Giannis, anticipating the milestone.
Sure, okay.
We were laughing because once he did do it, we were trying to draw up a play, but we couldn't get his attention because he was watching his own video, which we thought was very funny. But good for him.
Bucks head coach Doc Rivers there.
Hey, you earned that, right?
Right, I guess. Hey, do you need a minute? Do you want me to sit you? You want to watch the rest of the movie playing up on the Jumbotron?
Oh, fantastic.
Bucks are 8-2 in their last 10. Orlando Magic in town on Saturday.
Marquette falls to UConn. They get swept by the Huskies this season. Man, it's something about that team. Always.
UConn?
Is there a team you want to hate more than UConn? I can't think of it. Anyway, they fall 72-66. So they got one more home game. This is it. Last game here, regular season. It's at home Saturday morning at Fiserv against St. John's. Then it's Big East tourney time. That starts next week.
March Madness really getting underway in earnest tonight for us locally as we have a good season as they've had for UWM. Only chance of making the big dance is if they win the Horizon League tournament. Tough test out of the gate in the quarterfinals tonight.
Oh, mercy!
Number 3 seed is UWM. This game is in Milwaukee then tonight against Oakland. You can hear Scotty Warris on the call. 101.7 The Truth. That'll be a 7 p.m. tip. Wisconsin over Minnesota. 74-67. Last regular season game for the Badgers is Saturday at home against Penn State. Badger Sports Updates. Sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Boy, this signing couldn't have come at a better time for your Milwaukee Brewers. Jose Quintana, here we go. We needed this guy after we've just lost now Aaron Ashby. He's out now, going to be for a while because of an oblique. We also have DL Hall now going on the IL for 60 days now. It's going to be a bit. So now you have this crafty left-handed veteran coming at a better time.
The Brewers made the signing of Jose Quintana official on Wednesday, signing the veteran left-hander to a one-year deal. If you feel like you've heard the name Jose Quintana a lot against the Brewers, you're not alone.
I guarantee he started 20 games against us.
22 times he faced the Milwaukee Brewers, and most recently, he faced the Brewers in their last game of 2024, Game 3 of the Wild Card Series.
I had a pit in my stomach for all 22.
But Jose Quintana is excited to join what he calls a hungry group.
I saw how electric they are, how hungry they play the game, and that was the most impressive thing.
From American Family Fields of Phoenix, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Brewers and A's tonight right here on WTMJ starting at 7 o'clock.
I'm Libby Collins. This week on WTMJ Conversations, we talk with one of the hosts of Wisconsin's Midday News, Greg Matzik.
I'd go to Brewer games and take my little recorder on a cassette, and I would edit that stuff. That was great. I was 18 years old, 19 years old, going into the locker room at County Stadium, talking to baseball players, and getting that sound and taking it back for use on a program on WTMJ. That was my first taste of what it would be like to be a sports reporter.
WTMJ Conversations, Sunday mornings at 11 on WTMJ.
Temperatures below freezing this morning, even after all of that weather, so watch for the slipping and sliding. Be careful. Don't want you to fall down, but if you do, you can trust our friends at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to take care of any needs that may arise. And they're now available 7 days a week for walk-ins between the two locations, Pewaukee and Brookfield, 24/7 for after-hours virtual care. It's never been easier or more accessible to get the medical care that you need, especially in an emergency. So sprains and strains, fractures and breaks, sports injuries, tears, dislocations, get hurt at work. OAW has you covered for all of it. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, it's Penn of Penn and Teller. Get ready for an evening of big laughs and some really cool tricks as we bring our hit Vegas show one night only to the Riverside Theater in Milwaukee, March 27 at 8 p.m. Jimmy Fallon calls us one of the greatest acts in showbiz. The show the LA Times called the single best show in Vegas is coming right here to Milwaukee. Penn and Teller, an evening of magic and comedy at the Riverside Theater on March 27th. Get tickets today at the box office or the PabstTheaterGroup.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. The time is now to start considering a new roof, right? Well, what do you do first? Get yourself a roof quote. You can do it immediately. An instant roof quote. You go to TriCountyContracting.wi.com. You click on the button, and now you got it. Put in your address, put in your phone number. They'll text it right to you. You'll get it. Now you know at least how to start the process, and you'll already have your roof quote, which is the most important thing. TriCountyContracting.wi.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContracting.wi.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Morning Drive update. What do you see, Debbie?
Well, eastbound 794, just east of the Marquette. Still have that left shoulder blocked with a crash, so careful with that. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. A little bit of sun glare out there coming through the Barker Road area, so just give yourself a little bit of extra time there and make sure you bring your shades this morning because that's bright. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Mid-50s are ahead next week. Let me get you through the next several days. High of 39 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Tonight, slow down to 28. Just a chance of light snow, particularly south of I-94 on Friday. High 37. Then we start the warm-up. 43 your high on Saturday. Sunday, mostly sunny and a high of 50. 56 the high temperature on Monday under mostly sunny skies. Right now at 25 in Milwaukee.
So on Monday, extended hours at middle schools and high schools there in Brown Deer, the Brown Deer School District. Going to start up a little bit earlier if you're in the middle or the high school.
Why? Why are we doing this?
Well, because you know how you have to have so many hours to graduate, so many hours to move on to the next year of school per state law?
Yes, right. And we deal with this from time to time when you have too many snow days or cold days or whatever. Like, well, we got to make up that time. We have to have X number of hours.
Yeah, that's why we have a couple of built-in days there for school.
Yeah.
Oh, too cold today, but that's all right. We won't have to make it up at the end of the year. Or sometimes you do. Yeah. Sometimes you'll be like, hey, remember when we had that week
right
of school off, unfortunately? Well, we're going to have to make up a couple of those days in June. Well, they have to make up some days because they miscalculated the actual number of school days at the beginning of the school year in Brown Deer. They actually they didn't realize until it was too late. So they were planning for next year. Brown Deer School District was planning next year's calendar when they looked and they said, you know, we're off by a couple of hours. Oh, well, okay. How many hours are we off for this year? 86.
Whoa.
They were off 86 hours, meaning if you just went by the normal standard rest of the calendar for this year before they get into the summer, they'd be 86 hours short for their middle schoolers and their high schoolers. That's not that's not state law. They'd be going against state law. They'd be screwing things up. So they basically had to do this in order to make sure they were compliant. So, okay, 15 minutes early, not that big a deal, right?
Okay, you can live with that.
Well, what if you're a graduating senior? Well, the graduates, that's supposed to be May 31st. That's when the seniors are supposed to graduate. Other kids still got a couple of more days of school, but what if you're a senior and you're graduating? Well, we
can't just fudge that, put the eraser on that.
You either push back the graduating date or let's keep you an extra hour and 15 minutes. No. So all the seniors now at Brown Deer High have to attend an additional 5th hour in person from 3:15 to 4:30.
4:30.
Monday.
That messes with everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, what
like
if you got
athletics
sport, right? Girls soccer. Let me see.
Spring show.
Any
rehearsals?
activity,
boys
any
golf,
rehearsal,
tennis,
perhaps a job.
Right.
Yes to all of those questions.
Good
Whoa.
gravy.
So what do? Well, you can potentially do it virtually if you
in your free time?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. In your free time. So they're trying to make all of those adjustments. The question is, well, wait, how did this happen? Right? How did we make this dramatic mistake? Well, I guess the good news is it was the previous administration's fault. And what I mean by that, it's a superintendent in that group that no longer is at Brown Deer. So I guess that's good news.
Well, for them. Yeah, right.
But anyway, it was human error. Clerical error. They made a mistake on the calendar and weren't thinking about it. Oh, we're starting on this date, we're ending on this date, and didn't realize that the hours didn't add up to the ones you need. You need to have so many hours, and the older you get, the more hours you need. So like a senior needs, I think it's like 1,000 hours plus. 1,000 hours and 50 are required for grades 1 through 6, and then 1,100 hours and a little bit more are required for grades 7 through 12, according to the DPI.
And what's it like in the hallways there today? This
Come
sucks.
on.
This sucks.
Well, so what would you rather have? A later date to graduate and stay in school for another week or however much longer?
do another week in school
or
in
stay
June.
till 4:30.
No.
These These kids aren't doing anything in that. Are you telling me that fifth period is actually going to be any kind of learning?
Neither would that last week in June be.
So do you guys want to watch Happy Feet or you want National Geographic? Got a National Geographic video we can watch. You guys want? Should we pop that on? Or
Lion King.
Discovery
That's about
Channel.
animals and stuff.
Or study hall? Do you guys just want the advisement time? You can just talk to a teacher or.
They are not happy in the halls in Brown Deer today. 6:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new racket sport is coming to Milwaukee. The first facility for paddle, a sport invented in Mexico that's huge in Latin America, is on its way here. An entrepreneur is looking to open up Paddle MKE on the south side with 3 courts in a 20,000 square foot space. Longtime Milwaukee Bank CEO Mike Mahoney has passed away. Mahoney was CEO of Park Bank, and he also had a huge impact on the city's nonprofits. This included serving on the board of the Milwaukee Art Museum and helping to raise funds for the Quadracci Pavilion. One of the area's largest investment firms will soon have new leadership. Artisan Partners has named Jason Gottlieb as its new CEO. He'll replace Erik Colson as leader of the firm in June. The publicly traded company has $168 billion in assets under management. I'm Timothy Gibbons with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Getting sick of looking at your same old garage door? It's the biggest door to your house. It makes the biggest impression, and we've got a chance for you to transform the look of your home for $0. Lifetime Door Company giving you a chance to win a free garage door, and they'll install it for free. The whole package valued at up to $8,000. All you need to do to enter is text GARAGE to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. If that's too tough for you, just go to WTMJ.com. You'll see it right there on the front page of our website. Click on the Lifetime Door Contest to enter your name and information, and you are set to go. Do it today, or maybe you like your garage door, so tell a friend or another family member, hey, you want to get in on this contest. For rules, visit our website at WTMJ.com.
Hey Bucks fans, it's Justin Garcia from the Bucks Radio Network, here to tell you about the launch of the Bucks Central podcast feed. Everything Bucks, on demand, in one spot. From sideline to sideline, hear all the ankle-breaking, rim-rattling, and twine-tingling highlights, exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe to the Bucks Central podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts. All the Bucks content your heart desires in one spot. Check out the Bucks Central podcast feed.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 7 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, March 6th. Our top story, preparing to slash the Department of Education.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Tariffs impact on southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. New accident now on 794 southbound at Oklahoma Avenue. We've got the outer lanes blocked, so just the center lane available to you to get through. So it is going to be a bit of a bottleneck heading through that area. We've also got that accident eastbound 794 just past the Marquette interchange off on the left shoulder. Delays wise, we got northbound 43 slowing down between Locust and Keith. Eastbound 94 is backing up from 84th Street to Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
High of 39 degrees today under mostly sunny skies. Should be a bit windy early, then increasing clouds with a low down to 28 tonight. Right now, Milwaukee is at 24 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump expected to issue an executive order as early as today. It would direct new Education Secretary Linda McMahon to start the process of dissolving the Department of Education. ABC News senior political correspondent Rachel Scott.
The Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, has only been on the job for 3 days, but already this morning, President Trump is preparing to sign this executive order directing her to dismantle the Department of Education. Now, even McMahon acknowledges that this would require an act of Congress. The order does instruct her, though, to do as much as she can by law, stating the Department of Education's main functions can and should be returned to the states.
Eliminating the department would require both congressional approval and 60 votes in the Senate.
President Trump's handling of his second term has Wisconsin nearly split, according to the latest Marquette University Law School poll. 48% of Wisconsin voters approve of how the president is handling the presidency thus far, while 51% disapprove.
President Trump granting temporary relief from tariffs to the big three American car companies, Ford, General Motors, Stellantis, but his call with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau Wednesday did not lead to any relief from the 25% tariffs imposed on other goods.
Still full speed ahead for tariffs that affect Canadian companies like Conquest Steel, a family-owned firm outside Toronto that employs about a dozen people. Owner Rahim Molu said he started losing business in November, right after Trump won, and tariffs were threatened.
We started experiencing outright cancellations from our American distributors. I think it came as a shock to everyone.
Shock is certainly something a lot of Canadians are feeling. I gotta imagine anger, confusion, sadness.
I think, all of the above.
Ed O'Keefe from CBS News reporting from Toronto.
And we're learning more about how a trade war could affect us here in Wisconsin.
Lance Trailkill is a third-generation owner of All Metals Fabricating. He says his business has already been affected by last month's 25% tariff on imported steel and aluminum.
We have 4 mills for aluminum in the United States, and it cannot even produce a fraction of what U.S. manufacturers need.
And with even more tariffs,
what happens is additional cost gets passed on to the end consumer.
Julia Fallow, WTMJ News.
The push to stop the release of Morgan Geyser, one of 2 girls who nearly stabbed a friend to death in the Slender Man case, that continues today. Her case is back in court. State Department of Health Services petitioning to stop the release. The judge has ordered the same 3 medical experts who testified at Geyser's January hearing to conduct new psychological evaluations.
Coming up, we're learning more about exactly how the Brewers are planning to honor Mr. Baseball.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
They did it again. Best of the best in the whole USA. Wisconsin's very own Siding Unlimited. Local and family-owned Siding Unlimited has won their 5th National Pella Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year award. Siding Unlimited has been installing Pella windows and doors for over 30 years and doing it the right way. Top-notch installation by their very own amazing craftsmen. Homeowners rave about their beautiful windows, easy to open and energy-efficient Pellas with an unmatched warranty, and about the excellence of Siding Unlimited's installation experience. Peace of mind, durability, function, daily job cleanup. You need great new windows installed the right way. You need Siding Unlimited. SidingUnlimited.com.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to Milwaukee MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Brian Noonan. I've only been on this weight loss journey for 3 weeks. I've already lost 23 pounds thanks to the amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been eating healthier, drinking more water, and I feel a lot more energized. There's no better way to start the new year.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. We put cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
7:08.
Tens of thousands of points for Giannis. Got that in sports at 7:15.
Celebration of life for Mr. Baseball. So we're learning more about what's going to be held in late summer this year at American Family Field. So we've told you about how the Brewers are going to honor Bob Uecker in August. Well, Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, tells Wisconsin's Morning News the event will include several high-profile figures connected to Uecker.
We would want to have speakers that can, talk about each segment of Bob's life. There'll certainly be celebrities. We'll see what's available. The whole game will sort of be a homage, if you will, to Bob and his body of work.
The one way you could kind of read into that is when they have theme nights. So it'll be similar to that, but I'd say more enhanced, right? Would that be a fair way
so
of putting
it will feel like Bob Uecker Day all day at the ballpark. On top of that, probably an extensive pregame, it's sounding like. They want speakers, they want people who knew Bob, and from all walks, not just baseball. So Hollywood, and the like, to come and address all of the fans who will be part of that special
And
day.
you'd want a home game to be attached to it because then you get the home team there, you get the Brewers there, the players would want to be on.
Yeah, we wondered whether they would do a separate event, but then you started to think, okay, if you do it on an off day where the Brewers are traveling, well, then our guys can't be there.
Right.
And that's not what you want.
And
they
not
want
fair
to
to
be a
them.
part
Yeah,
of
they wanna
this,
be
right?
there.
You also have to have the logistics of how do we get people in and out and whatever. So we do it as part of a special game. The place will be packed. It'll be overflowing, hanging from the rafters. And it'll be all day honoring you. Expect an announcement on the timing of that late in April. 7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas. Also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Visit 800spasale.com.
Tariffs and the threat of their implementation have become a central part of the United States trade and foreign policy. What are tariffs? How are they implemented? And what sectors of the economy could benefit if they're put in place? Join me and Annex Wealth Management's Dave Spano, Chief Economist Brian Jacobson on March 11th at 1 p.m. for their informative webinar. Learn how your portfolio and your financial plan might be impacted and affected by tariffs. Visit the Annex Wealth Management webinar page at WTMJ.com.
At 7:10, how about an update on the drive, Debbie?
All right, we still have this accident on 794 southbound at Oklahoma Avenue. The right lane is blocked right now, so watch out for that. Also 794 eastbound, just east of the Marquette. We still have this car off on the left shoulder. It was a crash. Not sure if there's another car involved with it. All I see is one car. So just be careful heading through there. Otherwise, we've got delays 84th Street to Hawley Road. Northbound 43 is backing up basically from Locust up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine for today with high temperatures in the upper 30s, close to 40 degrees with breezy winds, strongest for the morning hours. Tonight, increasing clouds, low temperatures in the upper 20s. Friday, we'll see the chance for snow showers mainly south of 94. Some minor accumulations possible towards the state line with mostly cloudy skies in 30s. Saturday, partly cloudy, high temperatures in the lower 40s. For Sunday, we warm up, mostly sunny skies, high near 50. Monday, mostly sunny and still getting warmer with high temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 24 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Erik, with all the problems facing the Milwaukee Public School District, funding shortfalls, complete overhaul of the financial accounting and reporting, the debacle as the district at the moment is still in violation of state law, oh, by the way, and not having school resource officers. Plan to get that done, but however, led issues leading to the temporary closure of a school. You asked, as the district has spent the better part of a year trying to hire a new superintendent.
Why would she want that job?
Happening today.
Tough job, no doubt. Some have viewed it, I've heard it said out loud, this is an impossible job. Whoever the next superintendent of public instruction for MPS will surely fail. That's been predicted by people who are in the know about how governments work and all of that things. Said, like, this in its current form, like, you can't do this job.
Or even if you were successful, you'd be miserable because you'd have constant people all over you.
Right.
Bickering, complaining.
Tough job, no doubt. So you asked, why would you want that job? Let me ask you this. Would it change your mind if you knew the job paid more than the mayor of the city of Milwaukee and the governor of the great state of Wisconsin combined?
Well, maybe it would.
I might, you know what? I got some good ideas. News this morning, the new MPS superintendent, Brenda Caselius, will make $320,000 a year. She is set to begin work officially next week.
Now, that sounds like a lot of money. It is. But can you make the argument that the reason it is so high is because in order to have competitive opportunities, in order to find a candidate who is going to be able to do the things you need them to do, you need to be able to offer a wage that is going to rival other districts.
That's what they would argue, and that this is the going price. And tops of organizations, whether you're talking about school districts or nonprofits or for-profit industries, you know, it's the same sort of thing. We complain all the time about CEO pay. Well, you're paying your workers X, but the CEO makes $5 million a year. Well, okay, but the top of that organization is super important, sets the tone for everything else. Will it be worth it? I guess we'll find out in a couple of years. Milwaukee Health Department, meanwhile, the Milwaukee Public Schools did issue a new letter to parents of students at Trowbridge School in Bayview that lead cleanup, remediation, testing of the building will not be done this week. So at least for the time being, that some 240 students and 40 staff will continue at an alternate site near downtown, according to the letter. Families should expect more information later this week, but they won't be going back to Trowbridge this week. 7:15, sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Are you ready to embark on a voyage like no other? At Fox World Travel, our specialty cruise desk creates unforgettable cruise experiences just for you. Explore the serene Mediterranean, the exotic Caribbean, or the breathtaking beauty of Alaska. We partner with top cruise lines including Celebrity, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, and Viking. Enjoy personalized itineraries, exclusive deals, and expert guidance. From booking to boarding, we manage all the details for a stress-free experience. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO, press 2, and mention code radio to start planning.
Watch the video at usainsulation.net. I'm telling you, it's entertaining. Vince Vitrano here for the home energy savings experts, USA Insulation. I've told you how it works. They don't tear up your walls. USA Insulation comes through the exterior of your home, and they fill the walls up with their proprietary premium injection foam. It creates a fire barrier. It will improve air quality in your home, noise reduction, and, of course, insulation to keep your home warm and toasty in the winter, cooler in the summer. See how it works at usainsulation.net. And then when you call, tell Jeff that Vinny told you to ask about 0% interest on your financing. It's locally owned USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
At Fiserv Forum, an NBA milestone for Giannis.
Here's a drive inside. Giannis goes, speaking of blow-bys, right past Powell to the cup. And with that bucket, Giannis cracks 20,000 points for his career, becoming the 52nd player in NBA history to reach that distinction.
Bucks over the Mavericks, oh, by the way, 137 to 107. Giannis, 20,000 points on his career and then some before it was over.
Giannis Antetokounmpo is no stranger to defying the odds. But what did it take behind the scenes to separate himself as one of the greats?
How have you been able to stay focused on the ultimate goal, get through these obstacles to reach this point in your career?
When I came to the NBA, I looked around me and I said, the only way I can make it in this league is by working hard. I realized what separates me from the other players around me and the people that have played the game is that my heart, my spirit, my work ethic, and how disciplined I am to repeat it.
At Fiserv Forum, Dylan Hunter Carter, WTMJ Sports.
Bucks off for a couple of days. Another back-to-back this weekend. Orlando Magic Saturday, and the top team of the East who just clinched a playoff spot already, the Cleveland Cavaliers on Sunday.
Wow. Marquette gets swept by UConn. Season swept anyway, although maybe they'll play again. Tight game, but late three-pointer put it away for the Huskies. 72-66, the final. One more home game for the Golden Eagles. That's Saturday morning, St. John's at Fiserv Forum. Then that's it. Then it's playing for keeps. The Big East tournament starts next week.
Big Ten tournament next week. Horizon League tournament already underway, and UWM hosts Oakland at the Klatsche Center on campus tonight. Bullseye! That's a 7 p.m. tip. Scotty Warris has the call on 101.7 The Truth. Badgers will close out the regular season against Penn State on Saturday. They beat the Golden Gophers in Minnesota 74-67 Wednesday night. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
The Panthers lost to Oakland in the championship game of the tournament last year, so redemption.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
At least it's in our house.
Yeah,
the tight, friendly confines.
It's going to be a tough one. Thank goodness for new Brewers left-handed pitcher Jose Quintana. He's excited to join the crew, he says. Veteran lefty has been around the Central Division a long time, says he loves how the Brewers play.
I saw how electric they are, how hungry they play the game, and that was the most impressive thing.
He's pitched against the Brewers a lot, like 20-plus times, and he couldn't be coming at a better time. Sounds like Aaron Ashby is going to end up on the IL. DL Hall on the 60-day injured list, so things aren't good for the Brewers pitching. And Adam McKelvey from MLB asked Pat Murphy about that, just that having a veteran lefty who eats innings, it's got to feel good.
I heard the manager has been making a case for a guy like that for some time.
The manager of this ball club?
Yeah.
I'll check with him.
Well, I thought you were checking with him right there.
I still am.
Brewers and A's tonight on
McKelvey?
WTMJ. Yes, it's McKelvey, yep.
With an interesting dynamic between those two.
Yeah.
Like, check with the manager. I'm checking with him right now.
Yeah, we'll tell you later.
Whatever you want to call this season, we're over it. Time to look forward to
fly ball, right field. It is deep. It is gone.
spring training is finally here and back on the radio.
It is way gone over the batter's eye and out of here for William Contreras.
Make sure to catch our next spring training broadcast as the Brewers take on the A's Thursday at 7:05. Home matter of the season. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Let me get you some help running the office. Some current employees or candidates for jobs may seem just average at first glance. Others have exceptional potential waiting to be discovered. Question is, how do you identify which ones are truly ready to excel? The LAK Group offers a huge range of employee assessments, so you're dealing with objective data. It's backed by research to make hiring and development decisions. They even have culture assessments to uncover gaps and opportunities within your company. See all their assessments at Transforming Careers. That's transformingcareers.com. LAK, discover your human advantage.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
At 721, what do the roads look like, Deb?
Well, we still have this accident on southbound 794 at Oklahoma Avenue. The right lane is blocked, so careful with that. 794 eastbound just east of the Marquette. And we've got a car off on the left shoulder that was also involved in a crash, so be careful there. And other than that, we got delays from on 94 eastbound right through the Barker Road area, almost towards Brookfield Road, and then back on the brakes from the Zoo interchange all the way through to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. A breezy high of 39 degrees today, but will dry out under mostly sunny skies. Clouds increase tonight, low down to 28. For the weekend, 37 the high on Friday with a chance of some light snow south of I-94. Partly cloudy on Saturday, high 43. Sunday up to 50 degrees under mostly sunny skies. 25 right now in Milwaukee.
Been a lot of talk over the last several years, Vince, of how we're going to start utilizing drones in the future.
You mean other than to scare people in New Jersey?
Right, yeah, other than that whole thing. But like different aspects would include whether or not it's transportation or some type of air taxi. We've heard different ways of using drone-like technology, right, to bring you to the airport for your flight out or something like that.
Okay,
and
cool.
Especially in a busy city or something like that. We've also seen it delivering things, whether it's delivering to remote places like someone out on the ice getting a case of beer when they're ice fishing, or just every day delivering toothpaste to your house.
Here's a picture of our shanty there. Just drop it right outside.
Right. Well, we have some updates. Okay. So here's the deal. Drones. Drone deliveries. Amazon's been doing this. Delivering products via some type of chopper-like thing without, it's not man-made, or it's man-made, but it's not human-operated. It's just
unmanned.
Yes, thank you. That's the term I was looking for. Same day. So in College Station, Texas, there's an area there. It's about 150,000 people living in that, where they've been doing this pilot study of Amazon's drone delivery test. So I'm just going to play this soundbite. It's 8 seconds long to give you an idea of how people might be thinking of this drone situation, how they've responded to it just by this soundbite. Okay, so do you think...
Murder hornets.
Debbie, I'll ask you, do you think the people of College Station, Texas, like hearing that sound?
I do not think they like hearing that sound.
It's not that bad. Where did you get that?
No.
This is the drone delivering a package. Actually, listen closely. I'll play one more time. You can hear it dropping the package in like 2 or 3 seconds in. Listen closely. There, you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. That's real? I thought you were making that up. That's real.
This is real. Folks in College Station call them flying chainsaws. Some say it's like a neighbor running a leaf blower all day long. So now they've stopped doing it. They've stopped the drone deliveries in College Station because of all the complaints, and neighbors say, yeah, the birds have returned and dogs aren't going crazy anymore. A parent said their teenage daughter feared using the swimming pool because of the drones flying overhead. Thought maybe there's a camera on them. Just the idea of a drone flying over you as you're sleeping.
Right. Creepy.
A 92-year-old, not sleeping, but in the pool, yeah. A 92-year-old worried about doves that were no longer visible from a kitchen window. Like, hey, where'd all the birds go? I used to
like to put the bird feeder out.
Not there
watch
anymore.
The birds.
Others worried about, like, their homes losing value. One resident said their peace and quiet was being invaded by some billionaire's insatiable desire to make even more money. That reported by Wired. The reason we bring this up is because it is important to actually see what happened in College Station, Texas. Whether you like the idea of drones or not, and there's a lot of people that do, even there's even neighbors that Wired talked to that said, hey, look, the first time there was a lawnmower, I'm sure there were neighbors complaining about it, but then we all got used to lawnmowers, so maybe it'd be something similar when you get used to the sounds of a drone. But the point is out there. You got to remember that when we get all excited about this tech, there's still the possibility that it's not going to work out for everyone, or it's going to be loud, or it's going to affect the environment, or it's just going to piss people off. So for
Side
now,
effects.
Yes, the side effects of technology. They're still trying this in other places, but what Amazon has learned is that it can't just be in a suburban area where people live. That you can't do.
Why are you obsessed with fighting?
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow Jones Industrial Average clawed its way back, up about 485 points in trading on Wednesday to 43,007. The NASDAQ was up nearly 1.5% to 18,553. S&P 500 closed at 5843. That was up about 65 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Vita Hearing Care. Life is sweeter with better hearing, I know, and Vita has given me better hearing. Vita Hearing Care wants you to hear the sweet sounds of spring and summer like I now do. They'll allow you to test their hearing aids and demo the benefits. You'll receive a set of free trial aids to take home. Try for a week. They were named the best of Racine County from the Journal Times in 2024. I know they're the best. Local and family-owned, 2 locations in Mount Pleasant and Waterford. VitaHearingCare.com. That's VITA HearingCare.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek. Have you been to the Hounds and Tap yet? In Menominee Falls, this state-of-the-art facility and the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. Grab a drink at the indoor-outdoor tavern, let your dogs hang out. You can even book professional grooming services, from pedicures to full spa treatments. Every day is a play day at the Hounds and Tap. Hang out with your dog and others, or drop your dog off for doggy daycare or doggy boarding services. Check out thehoundsandtap.com. That's thehoundsandtap.com. At
7:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, March 6th. Our top story, a high-profile stabbing suspect back in court.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Possible new life for a Milwaukee school.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, still dealing with that accident. 794 southbound at Oklahoma Avenue. This is the right lane blocked right now. That is a very popular intersection to have accidents in. And then we've got the accident eastbound 794, just east of the Marquette, still off on the left shoulder. Just be careful. That's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Elon Musk meeting with congressional Republicans last night. After word comes, the IRS is planning to cut half of its workforce, and the Department of Veterans Affairs cutting over 70,000 employees. Today, President Trump is expected to sign an executive order directing new Education Secretary Linda McMahon to begin the process of dismantling the U.S. Department of Education. Rough weather causing damage in spots around the country.
At least 3 people killed and 6 injured after strong storms swept through Mississippi. Meanwhile, in Iowa, whiteout conditions and zero visibility have stranded drivers, cars and trucks scattered across highways. Plows digging vehicles out of the snow as authorities urge people to stay home.
ABC Stephanie Ramos, North Carolina, hitting with a tornado, 90-mile-an-hour winds, ripping apart buildings. A relatively calm night for Pope Francis, who remains hospitalized with double pneumonia. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
Push to stop the release of one of the 2 girls who stabbed a friend in the Slender Man case, Morgan Geyser. That continues today. Her case is due back in court State Department of Health Services is petitioning to stop her release. A judge has ordered the same 3 medical experts who testified at Geiser's January hearing to conduct new psychological evaluations. Earlier this year, court ruled she should be released from custody from the Winnebago Mental Health Institution.
A 7th inmate has died at the troubled maximum security prison in Waupun. It's the 7th since 2023, in less than a year after the then warden and several members of his staff were charged with misconduct and felony inmate abuse. The latest death was Tuesday. A 23-year-old named Damian Evans died, based on the report from the Department of Corrections website.
Decision, Wisconsin, the race for state Supreme Court flooded with donations for Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel's campaigns. Jake Curtis with the Institute for Reforming Government tells WTMJ the results of the race could have major national ramifications.
Over the next 3 years, if the progressives lock in a majority, it's a progressive majority to at least 2028. If conservatives can flip it, they then have 2 opportunities to defend that in 26 and 27. So it's fair to say, like, this is kind of like for all the marbles, at least for the next 3 years, control of the Supreme Court is up, and there's a lot of national implications.
In-person absentee voting for the April 1st election can begin on March 18th.
A new healthcare facility could be coming to Milwaukee's near west side. Advocate Health is planning a nearly $50 million health and wellness hub at the former Wisconsin Avenue School site. That's near 27th and Wisconsin. It'll be known as The Beacon, and it would cover and maintain much of the 72,000 square foot old school building.
Daylight saving time begins this weekend, so we lose an hour of sleep as we spring forward. That's especially tough on kids.
Get the kids to bed earlier this week. It will help them adjust to the upcoming time change. Dr. Casey Freimiller, a pediatrician with UW Health Kids, suggests sleep fading,
where you slowly adjust the bedtime over a few nights to get to the new bedtime that you'd like.
Try 15 minutes earlier tonight, 30 minutes earlier the next night. You get the idea.
Your clock moves forward an hour. That shift doesn't seem as drastic.
Dr. Freimiller also suggests talking with your kids during the day about the change, not right before bedtime. Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News time, 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or 2 with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up. Yeah, go ahead, just shoot me. WDTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. You know, I get a lot of questions about QC Kinetics treatments, people asking if they should consider it for their own joint pain. Well, here's how you know. If you answer yes to any of these questions. Is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain in your knees or hips or shoulders or other joints, trouble sleeping or walking? Do you want to avoid surgery, a long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? And most importantly, do you miss doing the things you love because joint pain is holding you back? If you answered yes to any of these questions, don't wait. Call now. Call QC Kinetics and ask for your free consultation and learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can help you get lasting relief. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. And they're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News time, 7:36.
Brewers signed the new guy just in time. We got sports at 7:45.
Execution going to take place this week in South Carolina. and it will be execution by firing squad.
Can you even still do that?
Brad Sigmund, sentenced to death for killing his ex-girlfriend's parents. He used a baseball bat to do it. Terrible human. His latest appeal was denied, so he has chosen to die by firing squad instead of by the electric chair or lethal injection. Now, one may ask, well, why would you want to be executed this way? Well, some states have began allowing firing squads as an option because of a shortage of the injection drug. Like, they can't find the drug. There isn't enough of it. Also, some of them have been botched where people have survived.
Yeah, that's no good.
So,
got to be less expensive.
You'd think so, right? So how does it go? When's the last time?
Since 1977, only 3 executions by firing squad have been carried out in the U.S. A hood is placed over the prisoner's head, and multiple corrections officers fire rifles from 15 feet away. Only 5 states currently allow the procedure, with Idaho moving one step closer to making it the primary execution method.
That's ABC's Andrew Dimbert. So do you get a cigarette beforehand, like back in the day?
Like in the movies?
And
or the cartoons?
And if I recall, wasn't it only one person had the bullet?
That's what I was just going to ask. Either one or only one has a blank, so you never know, was I the one
for
who
sure,
didn't?
For sure.
Right.
But you would know, right?
I suppose.
An experienced marksman would know.
If you've been called up to that duty, you know you've shot a gun before.
Right.
You know what that feels like. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's going to happen this week.
7:38. News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10.
What's so funny? What are you laughing about?
Right here on WTMJ.
According to the Census Bureau, more than 12,000 Americans are turning 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. 65 is traditional retirement age because it matches up with Medicare, but Gallup found 61 is the average retirement age. Some Annex clients retire early, but we also have clients working at 70 because they love what they do. You know why? Because they've got plans built by fee-only fiduciaries, plans custom-tailored to their lifestyle. They identify their wants and needs, and we went to work building investment, retirement, tax, and estate plans in their best interest. Proper retirement planning doesn't start the week before you retire. Having a focused plan built by our in-house teams will go a long way in helping you reach the retirement you desire. It all starts with the conversation you probably already have in the back of your mind. It's time to put that into action and contact Annex. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizan, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Checking in with Debbie here at 20 to 8.
Okay, we do still have this accident, 794 eastbound, just past the Marquette. It's off on the, looks like it's off on the right shoulder there. Well, actually left shoulder. It's off on the left shoulder there. There's a couple of cars there. Just be extra careful. Also, 794 southbound at Oklahoma Avenue. Still has that right lane blocked with a crash there. Delays along southbound 43 from before Hampton all the way down towards Locust. The northbound side's backed up from before Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. Eastbound 94 slowing from the Zoo interchange all the way to 35th. Westbound slowing from 20th Street out towards Hawley Road. We've even got delays on the bypass, basically starting from Highway 100 through the Hale all the way to Loomis. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine for today with high temperatures in the upper 30s, close to 40 degrees with breezy winds, strongest for the morning hours. Tonight, increasing clouds, low temperatures in the upper 20s. Friday, we'll see the chance for snow showers mainly south of 94. Some minor accumulations possible towards the state line with mostly cloudy skies in 30s. Saturday, partly cloudy, high temperatures in the lower 40s. For Sunday, we warm up, mostly sunny skies, high near 50. Monday, mostly sunny and still getting warmer with high temperatures in the mid-50s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 24 degrees. Centers for Disease Control increasingly concerned about the U.S. measles outbreak that's now landed 13 more patients in the hospital just this week. So the CDC is sending reinforcements to local health officials in Texas.
The CDC says it has sent a rapid response team to Texas and has treated about 108 patients so far. The treatments, they say, include steroids, antibiotics, even vitamin A and vitamin D. Newly confirmed HHS Secretary RFK Jr. is a known skeptic of vaccines, and while he hasn't urged people to get the MMR vaccination in the midst of this sort of outbreak and crisis there, he has sent 2,000 doses from the government to Texas.
That's ABC's Phil Lipoff reporting. Measles declared eradicated in the U.S. 25 years ago. We do have cases pop up from time to time and pretty much every year, but this is highly localized and continuing to grow, which is why it's getting a lot of attention right now. There is this tendency, too, I bring this back up, to think, since we are several generations removed from measles being prevalent, that this is one of those things, people used to get it, and they got over
like
it.
Chicken pox.
Right, and it's no big deal. Lipoff again on that.
Most of the cases are in unvaccinated people or people whose vaccination status is unknown. Also, we had that death, 20 people in the hospital, more than 20 people hospitalized, and one death, first death in a decade in this country.
And we know a child died from the disease, and that is a possible outcome. It can also have, for those who survive it, long-term lingering health effects. There can be brain issues, development issues as well, particularly for those who get it young. So it's not good and you don't want it just because most people end up surviving it. The vaccine, about 97% effective in the 2 doses. You don't have to worry as an adult about going to get a booster.
Right.
You got vaccinated as a kid, which basically Gen X on, you probably did. You should largely be covered. 159 cases in Texas alone, smaller outbreak in Nevada being watched closely. 7:44, sports up next.
Do you have a written financial plan? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group. We have recently joined Creative Planning, a national registered investment advisor. This move allows us to provide more comprehensive wealth management services to help with all aspects of your finances, including your investments, taxes, estate plan, and more. At Creative Planning, we understand life is busy, and sometimes important things like retirement planning can fall to the wayside. So I'm here to remind you to take time to plan. A 1-hour complimentary consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. We will review your current financial situation, your goals and needs, and help you plan for life's what-ifs. Don't delay planning for your future any longer. And even if you already have a plan, a second opinion from our advisors can help determine if there are adjustments to make. Kowal Investment Group is now Creative Planning. Visit creativeplanning.com to get started. That's creativeplanning.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Bucks have a couple of days off now before another back-to-back that's coming up this weekend. History at Fiserv Forum Wednesday night. Bucks beat the depleted Mavericks 137-107.
Saw that one coming.
Yeah, you did. Mavericks are in tough shape. Giannis Antetokounmpo played only 25 minutes, yet scored 32 points in those minutes, including his 20,000th career point in the league.
Here's a drive inside. Giannis goes, speaking of blow-bys, right past Powell to the cup. And with that bucket, Giannis cracks 20,000 points for his career.
So apparently the next time out, the Bucks were playing this tribute video to Giannis. The Bucks had anticipated, obviously, he was close.
Cross that?
Yes, to this milestone.
Cool.
And they had this video all set to go. So they're playing it on the scoreboard there. And
we were laughing because once he did do it,
We were trying to draw up a play, but we couldn't get his attention because he was watching his own video, which we thought was very funny. But good for him.
They're trying. You know how they huddle around the bench, right? And Yanni's there watching the scoreboard.
Hey!
Look what I did. Hey, look. Hey, guys.
Dude.
Dame, check this out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look how awesome I am. Bucks head coach Doc Rivers there. Bucks 8-2 in their last 10. Orlando Magic in town on Saturday.
Rough one for Marquette. They had a shot at it. Kept it one possession for a long time, but fall to UConn on the road. Late three-pointer would do the Golden Eagles in. So they fall to the Huskies 72-66. One more home game. It's Saturday against St. John's at Fiserv Forum. Then Big East tournament time next week.
Good of a season as the UWM Panthers have had. The only chance of seeing them in the big dance would be if the Panthers were to win the Horizon League tournament. Tough test out of the gate in the quarterfinals tonight. Mercy! Is number 3 seed. UWM is the number 3 seed, so they get to host. That's how they do Horizon League. It's not all at a neutral site. So this game is in Milwaukee tonight. It's against Oakland. You can hear Scotty Warris on the call. 101.7 The Truth. That's a 7 p.m.
And that game's on the east side, too.
Yeah, at the Klatsche Center.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
On campus. Pack them in. Wisconsin over Minnesota, 74-67. Last regular season game for the Badgers will be Saturday at home against Penn State. Badger sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Tobias Myers looked good, throwing 3 scoreless as the Brewers beat the White Sox in a split, Scott, 3-2. They also fell to the White Sox in their other game, 8-2. Trouble for the Crew. They're out a couple of pitchers now. Again, we knew Aaron Ashby might be hurt. It doesn't look good. He's got that oblique strain. He's getting a second opinion on that now. Meanwhile, DL Hall is going to the 60-day. So you need pitchers. And they got one who's a crafty veteran, a left-hander. And this is going to work out pretty well for him, you'd think. Jose Quintana is now a member.
The Brewers made the signing of Jose Quintana official on Wednesday, signing the veteran left-hander to a 1-year deal. If you feel like you've heard the name Jose Quintana a lot against the Brewers, you're not alone.
I guarantee he started 20 games against us.
22 times he faced the Milwaukee Brewers, and most recently, he faced the Brewers in their last game of 2024, Game 3 of the Wild Card Series.
I had a pit in my stomach for all 22.
But Jose Quintana is excited to join what he calls a hungry group.
I saw how electric they are, how hungry they play the game, and that was the most impressive thing.
From American Family Fields of Phoenix, I'm Dominic Cotroneo.
Brewers Radio back tonight on WTMJ. Brewers and A's right here. 7 o'clock is our coverage again on WTMJ Radio.
Fucking Quintana. That creep can roll, man.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Matt, you can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years, especially if you're a parent. You go from changing diapers to dropping your kid off at school. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. A 10-year labor warranty, that's always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on March 8th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam members employ more than 7,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 14th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil promotion. To date, Adam has donated over $875,000, which provided over 2.6 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 10 to 8.
Okay, eastbound 94 we are seeing delays basically from 92nd Street all the way through to 35th. The westbound side's heavy from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, watch for delays from just before Hampton all the way down past Center Street. The northbound side is backing up through the Marquette all the way up to about Keefe. We do still have that accident eastbound 794 east of the Marquette, and the other one on 794 southbound at Oklahoma Avenue with that right lane blocked. So it's still going to be causing some issues. Northbound 4394, we're seeing also some delays right around the Plainfield curve up past the Oklahoma Avenue crossing there. Westbound 894 has got backups out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about 68th Street. The eastbound side slowing through basically from Highway 100 through the Hale all the way to Loomis. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Going to be windy, maybe to start, but it will settle down. We're going to see some wind gusts, but then finally the wind will stop. Sunny today, a high of 39. Tonight, more clouds, a low of 28. Friday, there is a chance for some light snow to the south. A high of 37 tomorrow. Saturday, 43. Sunday, sunny and mild, 50. Monday, look at this. Going to feel like spring. Sunny and mild on Monday, a high of 56. Your forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Campaigning, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
Idea Man.
We've been doing the Bolt-a-thon for, I think, 4 seasons now. Eric bragged pretty much all season every time McKinney has another pick.
Innovative.
The problem with a lot of us on radio and TV and everything else is we talk too much.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
One of the lessons that I hope Eric learns and everybody else when you do this, be bold and then be done.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I don't know where I want you to go with this, Tausch, but I just thought it's an interesting story this morning. It doesn't happen very often, only a few times since the 1970s, but some guy who's on death row in where are you?
South Carolina.
South Carolina decided, yeah, you can go ahead and just shoot me then. It's his choice, and he's taken firing squad.
Hasn't happened in nearly 20 years.
I thought for sure you guys were going to talk about a solar eclipse and you two going on when you just said, I don't know where you're going to go with this. I don't know a ton about executions and that sort of thing. But most of them now are lethal injections, right? When there's a death penalty case, that's
Correct.
kind of how things go.
Yes.
Yeah, a few states still have the chair.
I would think that would be well, the electric chair, I think, is gone. I don't think they had a couple. You saw the Green Mile, right?
Yeah,
You've watched the Green Mile. I believe they started steering away from that. So, and then the old days was what, hangings in the town square. That would be probably the last spot that I'd want to pick if we're doing a power ranking of how this would go. Hanging in town square would be probably top. That's where I wouldn't want to go. Then I think it would probably be electric chair. I would think lethal injection would still probably be at the top of the list. I don't know. And then who do you pick to do it? Do you shoot yourself?
Well, no.
Do you trust the person to do that?
Actually, that's a very interesting question.
A convicted murderer a gun and just say, we really trust you.
We trust you. Let us know how it goes.
So that's interesting. So,
no, he swore he would shoot himself.
The reason they're not doing lethal injection, well, there's a couple of reasons. Lethal injection, the medication, quote unquote, that they use for that is harder to come by than it used to be. And B, there's been a few botched lethal injections of late where the person actually did not die. So this is another option. But what they're doing different in this case, usually in Utah, the only state that has executed prisoners by firing squad in the past 50 years, only 4 of the 5 shooters would have a live round. So like someone wouldn't have a live round. In this case, South Carolina squad will work differently. Each of the 3 guns will be loaded with ammo, and the 3 people who are doing it are just 3 prison employees. So I don't know who these employees are, but to call them prison workers sounds different to me than like security guards.
They're not asking the janitor.
I know, but it doesn't say. It says 3 prison employees from a distance of 15 feet.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions. The lethal injection one, if you survive, do they give you another dose? Do they let you live in prison? Like, is there you survive this, I don't know what that math adds up to, but as far as this, you're still seeing it, and you still, instead of one person having that, well, I did it, now you have 4 people that are like, I think I did it, but I don't know. Do you feel that much better if you're on that firing squad thinking about it? Now, if you really want to get into it, and this goes another level, if something happened to your family member and it was that person that did it, would you want to be that person to go and be on that firing squad? Wow. And let them do it? That would be, to me, there's going to be a lot of moving parts psychologically, but if something happens to someone you love and you get that opportunity, I would bet most people would say, let's go. I'd like to do it.
Holy cow, I hadn't even thought about that. No way, never. I don't know why, but I don't.
Well, Eric, let me ask you this. Instead, you're now digging around and saying, hey, Chucky, I know you're off at 6, your lunch break. Can you come down, jump in the firing squad? And I don't know if your gun's loaded. I don't know how this all works. That doesn't make any sense. Like, first off, it's just it's a complicated issue, but it can get a lot more complicated if you actually think about it.
A couple of things. His head will be covered with a hood, and they will put a target over his heart. And it will not be in a firing squad. It'll be in the actual execution center where it would have been done had he been injected with a lethal.
Is it televised? Can you watch it?
No, but there are witnesses. There are always witnesses.
How far away are you shooting?
15
feet. How close? You're not going to just find Chuck and think that he's a marksman and he's all of a sudden a great shooter either.
I'm pretty sure whoever are the 3 guys have been trained to do this in some.
It says prison worker. It does not suggest they've never held a gun.
They're not taking the cook out of the galley. Hey, listen, I just need you for a minute.
You just said the janitor was coming out to do it. I didn't say that. You did.
I said it's not the janitor.
Prison worker is the term
I misheard.
that was used.
No.
I misheard.
I gotta think it's not the janitor. All right, I knew that would go in an interesting direction.
Who would have thought that this was going to be such? There is a lot of moving parts when you're starting to organize this whole thing. No wonder. It's a lot of thoughts.
Pretty sure Tausch's idea is probably on the books in Texas. Right?
All of those things.
Just let the dad do it. 7:58 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new racket sport is coming to Milwaukee. The first facility for paddle, a sport invented in Mexico that's huge in Latin America, is on its way here. An entrepreneur is looking to open up Paddle MKE on the south side with 3 courts in a 20,000 square foot space. Longtime Milwaukee Bank CEO Mike Mahoney has passed away. Mahoney was CEO of Park Bank, and he also had a huge impact on the city's nonprofits. This included serving on the board of the Milwaukee Art Museum and helping to raise funds for the Quadracci Pavilion. One of the area's largest investment firms will soon have new leadership. Artisan Partners has named Jason Gottlieb as its new CEO. He'll replace Erik Colson as leader of the firm in June. The publicly traded company has $168 billion in assets under management. I'm Timothy Gibbons with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Have you seen them yet? If you have, you know what I'm talking about. The box elders, the Asian lady beetles. Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best in local pest defense. Now, the Bugman himself, Adam over there, told me when we start popping these warmer days like we've had, and we've got a couple more in the 50s on the way, that's when people start seeing those guys. Well, and the stink bugs, too, appearing on, like the windowsill, or the floor, on the sink. Got bad news for you. They likely spent the winter inside your walls. Well, got good news for you. The Bugman offers a season invader service, which will flush them out and take care of the problem before they all wake up and fill your home this spring. Let's stop the problem before it starts with this local, family, veteran-owned and operated company based right here in West Dallas. 20% off your first service when you tell them Vinny sent you to the Bugman, queenbee.com.
So he said to me, boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders. And I said, you betcha. And he said, do you mind if I cherry pick? And I said, feel free. They're all beautiful and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Insulate your next project and save big money with Knauf fiberglass insulation at Menards. From cut-to-length rolls to pre-cut bats and blow-in insulation, Menards has everything you need to get the job done while adding comfort and energy efficiency to your home. Plus, you can add even more savings with federal tax credits on qualifying energy-efficient upgrades. Check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at adventknows.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Thursday, March 6th. Our top story, more federal cuts looming in Washington.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Big dollars for the new MPS superintendent.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Good news, bad news. Good news, the accident on Oklahoma Avenue, or on 794 southbound at Oklahoma Avenue has been cleared. Bad news is the ramp from Brewers Boulevard northbound to 94 eastbound is closed because of a broken down vehicle. So that's going to be tying things up. Of course, we got our usual delays from about 84th Street all the way through to about 25th. There's also a crash there blocking the center lane right now. So that's also going to be adding to the delays. On the westbound side, slowing from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, mostly sunny skies to dry us out today and a high of 39 degrees, increasing clouds, low of 28 tonight. We're just below that at 25 right now in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump appears ready to follow up on his promise to close the Department of Education. It remains unclear exactly how he can do that. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
ABC News has learned the Trump administration is preparing to dissolve the Department of Education as soon as today. Sources say a draft executive order directs Education Secretary Linda McMahon to facilitate a department closure this week. The Department of Education employs more than 4,000 people, spending $251 billion last year. Trump has said he wants to give education back to the states.
Department of Veterans Affairs, meanwhile, planning to lay off some 72,000 workers, about 15% of its workforce.
About half of Wisconsin voters, well, at least they're split, I should say, in how President Trump is handling his second term so far. That according to the latest Marquette University Law School poll, which came out on Wednesday. The poll also said more than half of voters surveyed believe the new tariffs imposed by the president on China, Canada, and Mexico will hurt the U.S. economy.
Tariffs imposed on Canada and Mexico could mean higher costs for both Wisconsin businesses and consumers. President of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce, Dale Quenga, telling WTMJ imposing the tariffs does not make sense from an economic perspective.
We're all rooting for these tariffs to be resolved. I mean, Canada and Mexico are our friends, and sticking it to them in this type of language is not conducive to the greatest free market bloc that we've ever had.
MMAC says it's heard from Wisconsin businesses already who report the tariffs will make things more expensive.
Should also report that tariffs on the big three automobiles have been paused for now. That coming from the White House is now one of the businesses, a 100-year-old Wisconsin company, warning that the tariff situation there will make building a home or anything out of wood a lot more expensive.
Building a house is expensive, and under the Trump tariff plan, it could get even pricier. Eli Blifford is the president of Blifford's Lumber and Hardware.
On an average-sized home for just the lumber, it would be between $2,500 and $3,500. That doesn't take into account all the other products that go into a home that come from Canada and or Mexico.
More than half of Blifford's lumber comes from Canada.
The bulk of our framing lumber comes from Canada. Geographically, the upper Midwest is just closer to Canada.
John Merkier, WTMJ News.
New Milwaukee Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Brenda Caselius is due to make more than $300,000 a year plus benefits under the contract just approved by the school board.
Dr. Caselius is slated to earn $320,000 a year in her new position, plus a transitional salary of $80,000 from March 15th through June 30th, before her first annual contract year begins July 1st. The contract also includes $33,000 annually in a retirement plan, provided she's employed as superintendent for the entire fiscal year. By comparison, the city of Milwaukee's top executive, Mayor Cavalier Johnson, receives just over $169,000 annually. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up, a positive public health trend in Wisconsin.
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Merkier here. I've got a great idea to breathe new life into your home. Call your neighborhood CertaPro painter. Ask about their color consultation services. We did this years ago. Incredible. Our house is like a new house. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. They care. They'll meet you where you are on your home journey. Schedule your free estimate online. It's easy at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters. Choose who we went with. It's CertaPro all day long.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ANSAY.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the arena at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
First time in over a decade, opioid deaths in Wisconsin are decreasing.
The decrease comes as state and local governments receive more settlement funds from the pharmaceutical industry.
Places that we might be familiar with, like Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS, as well as, some of the kind of manufacturers of the product.
Senior research associate with Wisconsin Policy Forum Ari Brown tells WTMJ the nearly $800 million will go a long way.
A little over $200 million of that amount has come in so far. That started in 2022, but these settlement funds are going to be distributed all the way through the end of 2038.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Justice Department is investigating the University of California system for alleged anti-Semitism after protests over the Israeli-Hamas war.
The protests erupted at UCLA after Israel retaliated against Hamas for the October 7th attacks in 2023. The Justice Department launched its investigation under the Civil Rights Act. A statement says the department will determine if the University of California engaged in a pattern of discrimination by allowing a, quote, anti-Semitic hostile work environment to exist on its campuses. President Trump criticized the protests while on the campaign trail last year.
Marxist thugs dress up like terrorists.
Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
People in several southern states cleaning up after hurricane-force winds whipped that region earlier this week, the gusts also leading to an unusual piece of storm debris appearing in a small town east of Dallas.
The giant sheet of white fabric covered trees and utility poles in Quinlan, Texas, that officials from the government came.
Okay, so yeah, it's not just a tarp or anything. It's something.
Clay Hinton learned that the tarp was actually a Border Patrol surveillance balloon that had drifted 600 miles from South Texas to his town. Hinton's neighbor is Geneva Larcy.
We're in a small town that no one comes to. Look, who would have thought a little balloon would have crashed here?
Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
I don't think the balloon knows the size of your town. Down is down.
The balloon's going to go where a balloon
Gravity
goes.
everywhere. 8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tax
tariffs and the threat of the...
They are brought to you by the Neal Group. For less stress with the IRS, visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net for a free consultation.
This is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at Right Choice Tax Resolution. We have talked with a number of new clients who told us the same story. They had a tax situation and went with one of those national firms with the TV and radio ads. You know the ones. They guarantee they can settle your tax owed for pennies on the dollar. They take a $10,000 fee up front, and then you never hear from them again. We are a local firm and just want to help you resolve your situation so you can get on with your life. Don't let your bank account get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security get garnished, or a lien put on your house so that you can't sell it or get refinanced. The state can even put a hold on your occupational license. Make the right choice and call 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us today. Schedule a free meeting so we can talk and come up with a solution to solve your situation now. It will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. The first meeting is free. Call now, 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us.
Tariffs and the threat of their implementation have become a central part of the United States trade and foreign policy. What are tariffs? How are they implemented? And what sectors of the economy could benefit if they're put in place? Join me and Annex Wealth Management's Dave Spano, Chief Economist Brian Jacobson on March 11th at 1 p.m. for their informative webinar. Learn how your portfolio and your financial plan might be impacted and affected by tariffs. Visit the Annex Wealth Management webinar page at WTMJ.com.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for QC Kinetics. You know, a question I get asked all the time about QC Kinetics treatments is people wanting to know if it's going to work for their joint pain. Well, if you're wondering if you're a good candidate for QC Kinetics, if you answer yes to any of the questions I'm about to ask, is your quality of life impacted by chronic pain? Your knees, your hips, shoulders? Is it waking you up at night? Is it hard to walk? Does it start barking at you whenever you play golf? Well, how about this? Do you want to avoid surgery? Long recovery? Do you want to avoid that? Are you sick of having to take so many painkillers? All of these questions, if you're answering yes to that, then it might be time. Plus, if you want your life back, if you are sick of changing your behavior because of chronic pain, call QC Kinetics today. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474 and set yourself up a free consultation. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
At 8:13, what's the drive look like, Debbie?
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated. We got the ramp from Brewers Boulevard northbound to 94 eastbound in the stadium blocked right now, completely closed off because of a broken down vehicle. We've also got a crash eastbound 94 at Hawley Road. This one's off on the right shoulder. Another accident eastbound 94 at 25th Street with the left lane blocked. So a little bit of sun glare maybe. Just be careful out there. Make sure you have your sunglasses with you. Southbound on 43, backing up from just before Capitol Drive down past Locust. The northbound side is slow, technically all the way from the Plainfield curve in fits and starts all the way up to the Marquette. Then it's pretty much solid all the way up to Keefe. Eastbound 94, by the way, because of these accidents, we've got backups from 84th Street pretty much all the way to 25th. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Drying out today with a high of 39 degrees under mostly sunny skies, increasing clouds tonight, low down to 28. Right now at 25 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
8:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News this Thursday morning. Been hearing for quite some time that the Brewers plan to honor the late Bob Uecker, who passed away in, mid-January after a battle with cancer. Hall of Fame broadcaster, of course, on the hearts and minds of so many here in southeast Wisconsin. And we've been hearing that the Brewers were going to do something, right? And initially, after Bob's passing, there was this grieving period, the shock. A lot of folks who were close to him knew that things weren't going well in terms of his health. But, when that moment happened, there was that initial shock. And then hey, eventually we're going to do something. Let's deal with this first. Bob's family wanted to have a private ceremony in terms of his funeral and his burial. So that was really just family. There's going to be an event that will be very, I guess it will still be private. It's not a public event, but another sort of memorial for Bob later this spring. But the public event that the Brewers have been talking about, hey, we're going to do something, and the fans will be invited. It's becoming clearer this morning. I wanted to know if there was more information on that, E. So you got Uke, and he needs to be honored. This, I've learned, is going to be an event that takes place around a ball game. So instead of the Brewers doing something off-site or something at American Family Field on a separate date, what we're hearing now from the Brewers is they're going to expand out a game day experience for Bob sometime in late summer. And I talked with President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, this week. Yes, thank you. Rick has been down already with the team in spring training, and I thought this was interesting before I get you a few more of these details. Rick just says, you can still feel it in the organization. You played some of the stuff from Jeff Levering and things when they went on the air.
Yeah, that
Jeff
first
and Lane.
game. Yep.
And it was more than that. We'll mention Bob here and then get on with it. Rick says you can feel it from the booth to the field to the front office.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really tough, candidly, to have a season without Bob. I've been here for years. I have been a Brewers fan since 1970. He is the brand, and you guys obviously at TMJ have a special relationship with him. The man broadcast over 11,000 baseball games, and he took care in each one of those games to be as professional as possible, and the man was a legend.
So we already know that we'll be talking about and honoring Bob Uecker on the home opener at American Family Field coming up in a few weeks. Rick had a few more details to flesh out on what's going to happen March 31st.
And, we're going to try to do our best to honor him, and we're going to fall short because you can't honor a legend enough. So, yeah, obviously in spring training, where we've got the players wearing the Bob Uecker patch on the jersey, that will continue for the entire of the regular season this year. We're going to have a moment of silence for opening day. We're going to have Bob Uecker's signature sketched in the outfield.
Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger, I talked with him this week. So Rick telling me, though, whatever they do for Uke here late summer, it's starting to come together. They're working with Bob's family, and they're also reaching out to a lot of other people they want to be a part of it. It's going to be during a regularly scheduled game.
All leading up to a celebration of life event. We're still working on the details of the date, Vinny, but that's going to be later in the summer, where we're going to have just a tremendous outpouring of love and cherishing of Bob. And
yeah, let me ask you a little bit more about that, Rick. What type of event are you trying to put together? Can we expect some national broadcast celebrities and other folks from Bob's history to be in attendance? What sort of things do you hope are the features of that special day?
I think Bob's career and life spanned so many different aspects of not just Brewers, but baseball in America. And I think we would want to have speakers that can, talk about each segment of Bob's life and how it impacted. And there'll certainly be celebrities. We'll see what's available, who's able to attend, how we want to do this. We'll look to have, obviously a tremendous amount of video content of Bob and his great works, not only for the Brewers, but, for Carson and Major League and the Miller Lite commercials and, his career on the screen and on TV. And, the whole game will sort of be a homage, if you will, to Bob and his body of work.
So what I really got out of Rick, Eric, was just one, I think that's new information that we're going to do this on a game day. And, you and I were talking about, wouldn't it be kind of cool if they could do something, separate, right? But then you start thinking, okay, well, when do you have American Family Field? If the Brewers are on the road, then they're gone. And those guys want to be there.
Right. A lot of, not only just the players, but a lot of the front office travel with the team.
And then trying to balance, if it's an off day here, or what if you get called? So you just, I think logistically for them to have everybody there and a part of it in the way that they want to do it, you got to build it around a game. And then which game, I think it's going to depend to some degree, kind of reading between the lines of what Rick was talking to me about, who are the people that we want to get, the quote-unquote speakers that he mentioned, to be a part of this, and then which game lines up for most of the people that we hope can be here and be a part of it. I mean, who would be on your list? You got to think of a Bob Costas,
sure,
right, who spent so many years in the booth with him. Any of the folks from Hollywood, any of the folks, anybody still around as part of those Miller Lite commercials.
Right. Or other teams that he's played that, where he was friends with the broadcasters. That would come up.
So trying to get those folks here and to give them some sort of role
you
in
wouldn't
that.
want it to be like a Cubs game. It would have to be a game.
Right, where half the place is North Siders.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You don't want any of that.
Right. So it's starting to come together. But again, Rick is sharing everything that he can at this point. He said, look, I know people want to know what it's going to be. Most importantly, the date, right? Because so many fans are going to want to scoop up those tickets. Rick says they're looking at late April for being able to have at least that much lockdown and be able to announce a date for when this is all going to happen.
But the date is likely in late summer.
Correct. Yeah, sorry. So late July, I'm feeling more August based on what Rick is saying for when they'll target a date for that game. And you can bet we'll be first to tell you right here on 620 WTMJ. 821, what do you see on the roads, Deb?
Still slowing down eastbound 94. Pretty hefty ride from 84th Street pretty much all the way through the stadium interchange. We've got a crash right about at Hawley Road. Then we've also got another crash at 25th Street blocking the left lane. And then one more closure. The ramp from Brewers Boulevard to eastbound 94 in the stadium is blocked off because of a broken down vehicle. On the westbound side, slowing from 25th to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 41, a hefty ride out of the Zoo interchange pretty much all the way up past North Avenue. Not quite to Burleigh, though. And then we've got southbound on 43, slowing from just before Capitol Drive down past Locust. Northbound's backed up from about Kilbourne all the way up to Keefe. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 4 weeks, and I've already lost 20 pounds thanks to my amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. My wife's on board. Kathy loves it, and we are both feeling more energized.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Things are getting even cheaper at Fleet Farm during Chick Days, March 6th through the 12th. We've got the most popular poultry breeds, all at the best prices guaranteed. Plus, get great deals on other chickening needs too, like 20% off Little Giant feeders and waterers. 40 pounds of Nature Wise protein crumble is on sale for $16.99. And Kamek and Tamarack boots for the coop are all 25% off. Eggers, Leghorns, Reds. Now's the best time to get them during Fleet Farm Chick Days.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top-quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
This morning, hundreds of Milwaukee families finding out their children are not going back to their school, at least not this week.
happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Milwaukee Health Department and Milwaukee Public Schools issuing a new letter to parents of students at Trowbridge School in Bayview. The cleanup, the lead remediation, the testing of the building will not be completed this week as was at least hoped. That seemed like an aggressive timeline, didn't it,
Yeah.
When we first started talking about that, well, it could be the end of no. So at least for the time being, it's about 240 students, 40-some staff. They will continue at that alternate site near downtown. From the letter that went out to parents, families, and staff, we do not yet have a reopening timeline for Trowbridge. Families should plan not to return to the school this week, and we will provide further updates as soon as more information is available. We hope to have a clearer progress update on the cleaning process by the end of this week. So, in other words, end of this week, we'll know better if maybe it's sometime next week.
Okay.
After the dangerous levels of lead dust were discovered in the air at several Milwaukee public schools, so bad was the sitch at Trowbridge that health officials decided it was too dangerous for people even to be in the building.
Right.
So they took this extraordinary step of relocating them for the time being. One of so many issues the new MPS superintendent, Brenda Casilius, is going to have dropped in her lap when she gets to work already next week. The new contract just approved by the school board on Tuesday. We have some new information on that deal as well. Take a guess, and Erik can't play because you already know we've had this in the news this morning, but if you're just joining us and maybe haven't checked in on the news cycle, take a guess how much you think the head of the Milwaukee Public School District is set to make.
Say it out loud right now.
Yeah, say it out loud. If you're riding in the car, look at the person next to you. Say it out loud. Take a guess. Okay? Everybody good? You're going to be low. I promise. The contract is for $320,000 a year. And the bennies are pretty good, too. So that is the contract that has been extended to and signed by Brenda Casilius to take over leadership of the state's largest school district.
Now, how is that compared to other local leaders?
For example, the governor of the great state of Wisconsin makes just over $150. He's at 160 something right now.
Does he pay mortgage in his?
But I think
although I'm sure he's got.
There's some pretty good benefits. I think you get to live in the mansion, and I don't know that they charge you for that.
Right.
Like that's part of the benefit. But your salary though for the governor of the state of Wisconsin is about $165. City of Milwaukee mayor is in the neighborhood of $145. I think just north of that now, like $147-ish. So combine both of them, and you're still short of one person who's going to lead MPS,
now,
which is a big job and a hard one.
A difficult job to be sure, but also in order to be competitive as a district, can you make the argument you have to be offering a hefty salary to bring in someone who's capable of doing the job?
Because everyone will be quick to complain if you hire somebody who's not up to this gargantuan task. Right. Oh, this is the best we could get. Well,
yeah, if you're offering $150, probably.
Then you know what's out there.
Right. That's
that
why
gets you to a certain tier of candidate.
So can you argue that? Like, hey, in order to have a high quality candidate, you need to offer.
You can argue that. Yes, you can. Go ahead and argue it. No, right. I
mean, that would make sense.
And I think I made this point earlier. Folks who run nonprofits, and I've been on a couple of boards, you know how board governance works and all that. And when you're looking at like a nonprofit in particular, and you're looking at the salary for your chief executive, whether you call him an executive director or a CEO or whatever, sometimes folks get critical of that. And they're like, how can you pay the head of a nonprofit X number of $100,000 to whatever? Well, I'll pay a CEO of a nonprofit $250,000, $300,000 if that CEO is going to raise $1 million more than the other lower tier candidate who might not have come in for. So yes, there can be situations where that top level executive is worth it. She's going to have to prove that. And if that's the going rate for leading a district of our size, I'm sure the school board didn't want to pay her more than they had to, but that's a back and forth negotiation. So she'll have to prove that. But it is, I mean, just to put it in perspective for you, a heck of a lot of money to do that job. And when you look at what the other jobs pay in public service, if you will, when you're getting more than the governor of the state to run the school district, better tighten it up and do a pretty good job. So she starts officially on March 15th. You grinning at you?
I was going to say, what do you think?
I'm available. Right? Was that look?
Or do you think the governor and the mayor are both going to be like, hey,
listen, seeing how
it might be time.
Right. Bump this on up. 8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
Oh, man, take a look at my life.
No Corona! All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
8:32, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thursday, March 6th, our top story, back to court for a stabbing defendant.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Unusual smuggling at the border.
I'm Debbie Laska. Northbound on Brewers Boulevard to eastbound 94. That ramp is closed right now because of a broken down vehicle. We've also got eastbound 94 at Hawley Road, an accident off on the right shoulder. Another one at 25th Street. That one's blocking the left lane on eastbound 94. So big delays from 84th Street pretty much all the way to 25th. Westbound slow from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard. And then we've also got northbound on 41, slowing down right past Watertown Plank Road. And it'll take you all the way up to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. A high of just 39 degrees, but we will see mostly sunny skies with some windy conditions early today. Increasing clouds, low down to 28 tonight. Right now at 25 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the push to stop the release of the Slenderman stabbing defendant Morgan Geyser continues today. Her case is back in court. State Department of Health Services petitioning to stop her release. Now, judge ordered the same three medical experts who testified at Geyser's January hearing to conduct new psychological evaluations earlier this year. The court did rule that she should be released from custody at the Winnebago Mental Health Institution.
Another inmate has died at Wisconsin's oldest prison, the seventh since 2023. This happened at Waupun, the maximum security prison. It happened less than a year after the then warden and multiple members of his staff were charged with misconduct and felony inmate abuse. This current inmate who passed away, 23 years old, Damian Evans, died Tuesday, according to a report by the Department of Corrections.
Tariffs now imposed on both Canada and Mexico. Businesses in Wisconsin could start to feel the effects.
There's no way this does not lead to higher costs.
That's the opinion Wisconsin businesses are telling Dale Quenga of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce. Quenga says the tariffs not only will impact businesses, but they're going to affect consumers as well with higher prices.
These high tariffs and where we're going with this is scary, and the business community is hoping that it's resolved sooner than later.
Quenga says when tariffs are imposed for longer periods of time, the more damage it has on the economy. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
From drugs to guns to people, custom agents are constantly watching for prohibited items being smuggled into the country. Well, now you can add eggs to the list.
Eggs are sitting at about $5 a dozen, but Tucson baker Linda McClure is hearing now about people smuggling eggs in from Mexico.
I just couldn't even wrap my head around that. Just so crazy that people would be doing that.
At the port of entry in nearby Nogales, Carlos Gallardo of Customs and Border Protection is on alert.
We always are looking for any prohibited agriculture items such as eggs or
more avian products.
Not because of a black market for eggs, but because smuggled eggs could carry diseases like bird flu. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Well, it's not as simple as stuffing it in your pants either. How do you throw a dozen eggs down, right? How do you
protect them, too?
Artificial intelligence coming to the U.S. military. The Hill's Alex Gagliano reporting that it ultimately will be scaled across military units that carry out missions for the Defense Department.
The Department of Defense has this contract with startup Scale AI that basically will allow the Pentagon to use artificial intelligence for military planning and operations. This is just the latest in their incorporation of emerging technologies into its workforce.
Pentagon's Defense Innovation Unit reporting current military planning processes depend on decades-old technology and methodologies and can't keep up with the speed of modern warfare nor our ability to respond.
New healthcare facility could be coming to Milwaukee's near west side. Advocate Health is going to build a nearly $50 million health and wellness hub. It's going to go into the former Wisconsin Avenue school site. That's near 27th and Wisconsin's going to be known as the Beacon. It would maintain about most of that area, 72,000 square foot old building.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Do you remember I told you how the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ all clawed their way back yesterday?
Yeah.
It's been up and down due to the tariffs.
Oh, the bell has rung.
All gone. All the gains are gone. Dow is back down more than 500 points at 42,499. S&P 500 falling to 5758. That's off 85 points. And the NASDAQ is down more than 1.8%. It's off 345 points to 18,206. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:36.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Coming up, it sounds like a flying chainsaw.
I'm attorney David Gruber. We've helped injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust our hometown team to get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
So if you're already in a relationship with an auto service center, that's great. We hope things keep firing on all cylinders.
But if you're not in a relationship, why not book your next date with us at Richlands the next time you're due for service?
All of our locations are AAA approved and staffed by ASC certified technicians with PhDs in
We can fix anything! Put that on top of the friendliest, hardest working staff you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center.
And you've got yourself a rock solid date.
The next time you're due for factory scheduled maintenance
or tires, brakes, and suspension service,
book your date at richlands.com.
Or just Google us. But remember, Richlands is spelled with 2 N's.
And oh yeah, be safe, buckle up, and hey,
always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Courtney Matchkey with Richlands, and you're due for a date.
Clever.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Tired of staring at the same old garage door? Vince Vitrano here. Lifetime Door Company wants to give you a new one for free. Your chance to win by texting GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. All you need to do is take a picture of your garage door or get creative. Tell us a story. Register to win and you can pick the door of your dreams. Valued at up to $8,000, text GARAGE to the WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. For contest rules, visit our website, WTMJ.com.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
8:39. Debbie, what do you see on the roads?
Good news. The ramp from northbound Brewers Boulevard to eastbound 94 in the stadium has been reopened. They got rid of that broken down vehicle that was stuck in the way. But we do still have the other 2 accidents. One eastbound 94 at Hawley Road on the right, and then another one at 25th Street. blocking the left lane. So delays stretching pretty much from 84th Street solid all the way to 25th. Northbound on 43, backing up around the North Avenue curve all the way up to Keefe. Oh, and westbound 94 slowing down a bit from about 35th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
We got an update on drones, but not the drones you're thinking of.
The New Jersey drones?
Not the New Jersey drones.
Nobody's talking about that anymore. Everything's fine.
Yeah, that was all time. That's fine.
You know what, man?
Don't worry
that story
about it.
was exactly what you predicted. Everybody started looking up. Everybody saw all these drones. We didn't have the answers. Then it just kind of went away.
Yep. You know what the conspiracy theorist there is that it really wasn't that many more drones than normal, but TikTok altered the behavior of that one, blowing it up, making it look like everyone was reporting that stuff. So then they were studying the behavior of our reaction to the story that really wasn't a story.
Aha!
And here we are, TikTok still alive and well. Anyway, that's
entirely believable.
That's not what this is. Different story. All right, so drones. A lot of tech with drones that has been discussed, right? Whether or not it's going to be a transportation device for humans. Maybe there's more air taxi being utilized in the future. Are you going to take from Greendale to the airport, take a quick air taxi, take a drone over to the airport because you need a ride or whatever? So, like, when is that going to become a thing? This is a little bit different. This is Amazon discussing drones and how they're going to use them as a delivery product. This was something that's been talked about for years. Amazon's delivering your toothpaste or whatever it might be using drones. Well, they're doing this in College Station, Texas, all right? This was one of their pilot studies using this neighborhood of 150,000 people to deliver whatever it might be, whatever items, your clothes, your new headphones, your shoes, whatever it may be, using drones.
Dish sink
All right?
soap, right?
And this is one of those times when we discovered you never thought this was going to be an issue when it was first talked about.
Oh, great idea. I can get it right away. It's probably efficient.
I'm going to play just 8 seconds of a soundbite, and you're going to realize why this became a problem. Are you ready? Here we go. Yep, there you go. That is why it became a problem. They're so loud.
That is it. What you just played there is an actual delivery of a package at a residence.
So if you listen closely, the first 2 seconds, you can hear the box hit the sidewalk. Here, listen really closely. Hear that?
Yes.
Did you hear it?
I hope there wasn't anything breakable in there.
That's another good question, Debbie, because it was from 15 feet.
Oof.
All right, one more time. There it is, yes.
I'm sorry, you think your box right now doesn't fall 15 feet?
This is true.
In that truck?
Okay. Fine.
Guy might punt it onto your porch.
According to Wired, folks in the neighborhood called them flying chainsaws. One neighbor said it was like having your neighbor run a leaf blower all day long. In the end, Amazon had to stop using this site for a test pilot because it got so bad. Teenage daughter and one parent said she didn't want to use the swimming pool anymore, didn't feel comfortable with a drone flying over the pool anymore when she was swimming and worried about cameras. One neighbor said that all the birds disappeared. No more birds. I used to have doves, morning doves in my yard every day. They're gone. Why? Well, because these drones were so loud.
Somebody said the dogs freak out all the time.
Dogs were always freaking out. All of that. So because of that, they stopped using this site. And it was just a good reminder that when you come up with this new tech, there's going to be steps back. And this is one of them. Hey, this can affect people's potential livelihoods, their life, if they can't do their work or can't even enjoy their time outside without hearing a crazy drone. So that, for now, isn't going to be the case. The drones were stopping, at least in this area of College Station, Texas.
It's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
We moved this around. We changed that. We said, hey, what if we tried this year? Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, and I'm describing the process. We're still in it right now with my friends Katie and Dan at Inspired Closets. And quick aside here, this is why you go with a local wife-husband team and not some internet closet company. Katie and Dan came to our home, and they started by listening to my wife and me about what we needed our front closet to do for us. Next step, measurements, pictures, 3D software right there at work, all right at our kitchen table. Just talked to Dan the other day. He said, some of these other closet companies, they actually sketch out your project on graph paper. That doesn't help you really imagine what it's going to look like when it's in your home. We had 3 options for plans, and we were able to tweak that, and we could see it all developing in real time as we work with them. Now we're working with Inspired Closets Milwaukee on the install. It's going to be great. Tell them Vinny sent you. Inspired Days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Broadway's smash hit, the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, is coming to Milwaukee. The true story of a kid from Brooklyn, destined for something more, featuring all the songs you love, including America, Forever in Blue Jeans, and Sweet Caroline. Like Jersey Boys and Beautiful, the next musical mega hit is here. The Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise, March 25th through 30th at the Marcus Center. On sale now at marcuscenter.org.
What time does the bell ring, E?
Starting Monday in Brown Deer, 15 minutes earlier. So, yes, on Monday in the Brown Deer School District, middle and high school students will start their days 15 minutes earlier for the rest of the year. So, state law from the Department of Public Instruction says each grade level has a minimum number of hours that must be taught, right? You've heard this before. Grades 1 through 6 have 1,050 hours that must be taught each year. And then 7th through 12th graders must be taught 1,137 hours. So that's why you have snow days and backup days to snow days if they need to extend the year by a day in June because of a cold day.
You run into one of those years where you had 3 snow days and a cold day, right. And then you start, we got to make up some of this time.
We're going to make up some time at the end of the year. And they have to do that per state law because you have to have so many hours in the classroom. Well, in Brown Deer, they found out that if they go as normal for the rest of the school year, they'll be 86 hours short. A clerical error, it sounds like, some kind of calendar error by the previous administration in Brown Deer. They're not there anymore. Screwed it up by 86 hours.
Trying to do some math on that. That's literally days if you spent every single hour in class.
Well,
what is that?
40-hour work week.
Sure.
A couple of weeks at least if you go by like the school day.
Right, 2 full weeks.
So what do? You can't go, a couple of things. You can't go well into June. You can't say, hey, we're just going to do this for
last
2.5
day of school
more
is
weeks.
June 27th.
Right?
No?
You can't do that. So what they decided to do is extend the start of the morning, so 15 minutes earlier for middle and high schoolers. However, here's the rub. That's already kind of a pain, but okay. I mean, that's palatable, right? You can
15 minutes and 15 minutes in the morning is a lot.
That's a tough adjustment, but yeah, right. You can make it happen. Here's what's crazy though. So the seniors are supposed to graduate on May 31st, and oftentimes, I don't know if this happens by you, but sometimes the seniors will graduate, but rest of the kids still got school. There might be a little bit more time when other kids are still finishing up the school year. In order to make sure that the seniors get the number of hours they're supposed to have, they're making the seniors attend an additional 5th hour in person from 3:15 to 4:30 p.m.
Oh, no, thank you.
Monday through Thursday. So they get their Fridays off.
Okay.
So seniors have to hang out
I'd be so pissed.
4:30.
They're halfway, like senior year of high school. You're halfway checked out already.
Right? And then, Debbie asked a good question, and you asked too. Debbie's like, well, what about rehearsals? Or what about practice?
Sports.
What about a
different
game?
spring sports, right?
Right. All of these things. Well, there are some, you can take some of them virtual, but you have to take the class. So whether you take it on that one day, I'm not sure how the virtual is going to work, but you can't just skip it all.
Is this a whole extra class they have to take?
It's just making up the hours.
Making things longer?
They're calling it a 5th hour. So, I mean, it's a little bit more than that.
What's going to happen in 5th hour?
See, that's just it. Nothing.
Right, nothing.
So you guys want to, Disney Plus has some National Geographic documentaries. You guys want us to, should pop one of those on? Or
my dad taught Latin at Tosa East for 1,000 years. And day before spring break every year, they'd watch Monty Python. Life of Brian and whatever. And I'm like, Dad, how do you get it? He's like, there's Latin in there. Okay. So now we're going to do that for the rest of the school year in 5th hour?
I mean, I guess 5th hour could be used for if you got some homework or something, you can crank that out and get done. I mean, if you have a job.
And I think when the state's gotten hit particularly hard with weather, and a lot of districts across the state have, run into this problem, I believe there is precedent for some sort of waiver. I suppose you could go about that legislatively or appeal to the governor, the DPI, whatever. However, you can't set that precedent for just one school district at a time who screwed up.
Right, and it was the district's fault.
Yeah.
And everyone agrees that it was human error.
But not by an hour, not by a day. 2 weeks worth of school days.
That's a long time. So luckily someone saw it and figured it out. And
not.
Journal Sentinel said,
hey, dude, why'd you have to speak up now? Could we not have got to July and been like, hey, you know what happened? Well, nothing we can do now.
So we're going to need you diplomas.
Who's that? How popular is that whistleblower right now? Why did you say anything?
Madison rescinds a bunch of... Madison and all the other schools rescind their offers. Well, you didn't really get a diploma if you went to Brown
What
Deer.
were you going to do? Why couldn't you just wait until July?
That's a good question. Would they get fined then? How would that have been different?
Okay.
Well, in the meantime, starting Monday, 15 minutes early for the middle and high schoolers, and then those seniors got to hang out for a little bit longer.
8:52 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
There's no reason in the world why someone needs a sign about a campaign that's already over. You won! In the case of this sign, and those neighbors, you won! Be happy about it. And it's not a yard decoration.
On the Political Power Hour.
There are ordinances in place in every community in this state where it tells you exactly what you can and can't do. You can't have a junkyard in here. Prepare yourself for a sign war in Slinger.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Talk about extra time. You can take us full 6 years to pay for your project with Pella Windows and Doors. Think about this. 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest as well on your financing. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They're stunning products. You've seen the pictures of them in my home. Beautiful patio door. Some big old windows on either side. Got a new front door right now. That's our latest project. But you also get the Pella experience. This is working through your project and the details. Quality control. Pella manufactures the windows and doors. They sell the windows and doors. They install them, and they service every product. So you know a 10-year labor warranty is baked into your windows and doors project, so they are secure for years to come. Expert installers, they work year-round. They usually get the job done in as little as a day. And if something ever goes wrong, you call Pella because they're the only ones you've been doing business with. 0% interest on your financing for up to 6 years on your project. Certain restrictions do apply, and the deal ends on March 8th.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Brian Noonan. I've only been on this weight loss journey for 3 weeks. I've already lost 23 pounds thanks to the amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. I've been eating healthier, drinking more water, and I feel a lot more energized. There's no better way to start the new year.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, well, eastbound 94, we had that earlier accident at 25th Street that was blocking a lane. That actually has been cleared. Unfortunately, now we've still got that accident at Hawley Road, eastbound 94 off on the right, but there's also a broken down vehicle blocking the left lane at Hawley Road. So that's going to be solid from 84th Street to that point. On the westbound side, we got some backups basically coming out of the stadium interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound 43 still heavy from North Avenue all the way up to Keefe, and then northbound 4394. Watch for delays from Howard Avenue almost up to Lincoln, pretty much to the KK River. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
How'd you do in the rain? Got a lot of rain. Needed the moisture, but
it was fine. I'm glad we got it.
Drying out today, high of 39 degrees. And then take a look for, let me get you later in the weekend. Sunday, we're looking at a high of 50 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Monday's high 56 with a lot of sunshine.
Monday's going to be that day when you start to feel it.
Right?
And you'd be like, oh, let's start pulling out some of the stuff.
Yes. And then when the following week it's, 13 again in the morning, you're like, oh, I thought we were done. Now, we are not done. It is still March. 8:57 WTMJ's Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi is up next.
Let's take the car and save the... These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new racket sport is coming to Milwaukee. The first facility for paddle, a sport invented in Mexico that's huge in Latin America, is on its way here. An entrepreneur is looking to open up Paddle MKE